Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 45 of Shattered Earth. When last we left off, you guys had traveled across the desert, across a portion of the Ashen Expanse, in search of a lost tomb to a warrior whose name was forgotten in history, in order to retrieve his weapon and his name, both. You managed to find it, travel through a majority of the dungeon, um, defeat the risen warrior, and claim his weapon for your own, and then send it back to Curator Razius, who you were retrieving it for, the Sphinx from the Eternal Isle, and in return he has gifted you the ember, the key of embers, which you had left with him as collateral. So we're going to pick up. You guys are currently in the bottom section of the tomb still, having just retrieved the sword and turned it in and gotten all your stuff. Everyone is just kind of hanging out, doing whatever you guys are doing next. What are you guys doing?
I mean, we got the stuff. Why are we sticking around?
Do you want to mount the shield, or
I already recovered it.
oh, okay? Let's go.
We dip.
Everyone's leaving?
Yep.
Yeah.
Unless something else happens. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't need you to be on this fucking map, do I? Alright, so in that case, you guys easily enough managed to retrace your steps, get back to the entrance where you have your rope hanging down still. And after climbing up, you guys find yourselves back up top in the middle of the Ashen Expanse. This is probably late afternoon at this point, so you could get a few hours of travel in a direction, whichever way you want to go, before nightfall, and then setting up camp.
Can we make sure to cover our tracks so nothing can follow us out of the tomb?
How would you like to do that?
Looking at my spells. I think if I cast Pass Without a Trace, it does that for us.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay. So that lasts for, what, an hour?
About. Yes, an hour.
Okay. Alright, so invoking that magic as you guys march through the desert, there you have kind of your own personal little tiny squall following you and blowing away your footsteps that are left in the ash and the sand as you trek onward through the desert. Eventually, it does get to a point where you guys are feeling like, hey, we're getting kind of tired. It's probably the end of the day. We should probably make camp. You find a clear enough place to do so, and set up for the night. Who is on first watch, if there is one?
I shall be.
One person.
That's just me.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a perception check.
I'm reasonably good at these.
20, fantastic. Now, during your watch, it begins to. It almost looks like it begins to snow, but you don't feel very cold. And it's not until you, like, try to catch a snowflake on your tongue that you realize that this isn't snow, it's ash. And it's falling like snow from the sky and kind of coating everything in a thin layer of ash as it passes by. It's not long before the tents and basically any flat surface that it can cling to is just covered in a small layer of fallen ash all around you. This will continue into the night and into the morning for the most part. Anybody on second watch?
Yes, I can.
Roll me perception. Okay. Later on into the night, during your watch, Flamora, the wind picks up quite a bit, and the slowly falling powdery ash fall has turned into not quite a blizzard, but certainly something that makes it hard for you to see and pay attention to things around you. So you're having to be extra vigilant, but you don't really pick up on anything. It's hard to see through the whirling ash. It's hard to hear over the wind. Nothing bothers you, for the most part, though, and you managed to complete your watch without issue. Is there a third watch that someone wants to take, or are we splitting it into two today?
I'll take the third watch.
Okay. I'm assuming you're still having computer problems.
I finally got past the fucking blue screen.
Okay. Let me roll for Dalavesh in the meantime. Okay, so 13. All right. With the 13, the ash, I don't know what to call it. It's not quite a storm, but the ash fall, the high winds continued throughout the rest of the night. Again, making it a little bit difficult to see past it. You do notice at some point several pinpricks of green light on the horizon, moving parallel to you for a little bit before disappearing. Probably about a mile off from your position.
I would have my staff ready, but in case, if they're not coming any closer, I'll just relax.
Yeah. You've seen this before. This is the Blazehorns from earlier. The Ankylosaurus volcano creatures that you briefly crept around and traveled alongside by happenstance when you were coming to this location. It seems that whatever herd was nearby in the area is also passing by relatively close, but still it's a mile away. You don't feel any threat from them. Um, eventually, you guys all wake up and pack up camp, get ready to go. Which direction are you guys going in? You're going up the coast, inland. What was the decision?
I thought we tried to go to town, right? Get to a town.
Up to you. What is the next goal on your checklist? Are you going to towards the volcano, or were you going up the coast?
Are we headed to Chance's thingamajig? With the who's and the what's it's and the whatchamacallit.
Okay. So heading
So
northeast-ish. Are you going
About-
to stop in Carmenton, I'm assuming?
we can.
It's up to you. You don't have to. I'm just... If Dalvash wants to go back to town, if y'all agree with that, then I can bring you back there. If not, you can bypass it and just continue to travel.
Why are we going back down? Sorry.
I was worried about supplies. That's what I was suggesting.
Do we need supplies? What supplies are we missing?
I mean, I meant just basic water and food.
I
Oh,
cover.
yes.
We got covered.
I cover that every day.
Right, good Barry.
Good berry, and I have destroy and create and destroy water.
You can create a kind of a mini oasis for a brief period of time where people can refill their stuff.
I try.
Oh, I did tell the group about what I saw during my watch, by the way.
What do they see?
The blaze horns.
So what?
The blaze horns.
Hmm.
The Ankylosaurus volcano-backed creatures that you encountered briefly and then skirted around.
Oh yeah, those things. I remember we fucked off from those because we did not want any of that smoke.
There's a herd of them traveling through the area. They passed by last night.
Mm.
Unless anyone else can think of a good reason for Carmenton, we could just head straight to this location.
Sounds good to me then, don't mind.
Should we send the sword now?
We already sent it.
Oh, we did? Okay.
Sword was sent last session, and you got the Key of Embers back from it.
Which, yeah.
Did we confirm that this was the real thing, by the way?
The real key?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody, identified it or anything. You're welcome to have Flamora do that.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
on top of identifying everything else.
Just keep in mind that
We
previous
did pull some.
identification attempts have met with fruitlessness.
Because we also did pull some stuff out of that ruin. Did we ever actually, check the kobolds? Try to ask them if they knew anything about what was going on?
No. Yeah, that's why I asked if you guys had any other business in the tomb before you left, and why I pulled you to that map in case you wanted to go and talk with them again. But everyone was like, "Nope, we're out of here." So I pulled you out.
That's my bad.
I specifically said I will leave the tomb unless anything else happens.
Because I meant to, but I kind of spaced.
Oh, I remember the kobolds, but yeah. I thought we were leaving them alone. Well, my character did, not me, but you get it.
Sure.
Hell shit.
Oh well.
One day of travel done. Somebody go ahead and roll me a d12, please. Actually, sorry, roll me a d100 as well. That'll be chance of an encounter. Okay. Cool. So, first day of travel away from the tomb. Nothing too crazy happens. The ash storm does let up eventually, which makes it a lot easier to see where you're going and navigate and travel without getting lost and such. Um, you do come across some kind of an odd grove of like pale blue and gray cacti, like a fairly large patch of it. It's probably 100 yards in diameter.
Do I notice, like, does it seem like regular fauna, magically fauna, like, I mean flora?
Make either a nature or an arcana check, whether you want to know if it has any natural properties, or if you want to know if it has any magical properties.
I will make a nature because my arcana is not the best.
Cool. This is a breed of cactus you are not familiar with. Typically, cactus is green, not like pale baby blue, like this
I could-
type. And investigating further, using your sickle to kind of chop a cactus pad off, and investigate it a little bit. When you go to like taste test it, it's kind of cold to the
I
to the
could-
tongue.
I could do a Arcana if that's desired.
Frost cactus?
That is what I had in mind for the name of this.
Or cold core cactus? I don't know. I like alliteration.
Yeah, it seems that the whatever water is collected by the cacti is reduced to a temperature that would freeze inside of it. So when you pick it up, it's like holding ice, like an ice. What do you call it? An ice pack in your hand. And the water inside the cactus
We
is
just found a
frozen,
source of
so
water.
biting into it would be like biting into an ice cube, essentially.
Hey, we just found a source of water. Just slice these up and let the ice melt.
Could use these as ice packs, maybe.
Valdez takes a big chunk out of it, just bite out of it, and said, "Tastes like home."
Your home pit. Never mind.
Should I make that Arcana or no?
If you want to. The cacti does not appear to be inherently magical. You're unsure if it could be used in like potions per se. There's a chance it could if you brought enough back to an alchemist that they might be able to do something with it.
The only quote unquote magic here is like the natural, the fact that hey, we are in probably a rather fucking hot desert. Not only is there enough water in here to freeze, it's freezing the water.
Yep.
Like that, there's some magic there, regardless of whatever the result of that Arcana check was.
You've always got detect magic as well if you want to confirm it.
I'll take like the base of one of the smaller ones and just like rip it out ish, and then kind of like just to like get some samples, basically.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check.
Sir, I got a +1 to that. Can I guidance myself?
Sure, if you feel like you need to.
I desperately do. It just adds a 1d4, right?
Yes.
I'll just do the bless modifier that I have. Sleight of hand. Well,
Okay. So as you go to essentially uproot this cactus, you're kind of like trying to.
It didn't roll the guidance.
It didn't roll the guidance. Roll the guidance for me.
14.
Okay. I was gonna be like, you failed, but no. So you managed to pick it up without it pricking you at least, and you can collect one frost cactus. Throw it in your inventory. We'll say.
Cool.
We'll say 5 pounds of frost cactus.
5 pounds of frost cactus.
Yeah, if you're going to uproot it from the bottom, then that would be probably fine.
I like how his response was cool when it comes to frost cactus.
Haha.
I'm gonna air out this whole chat.
What?
I don't know. You gonna fart in your mic? Is that what that means? Please don't.
What the fuck?
That's not what that means at all.
Okay. Anything else you guys are doing with this patch of cactus, or are you moving on?
I'm gonna move on. That's interesting, phenomenon, and I would like to damn it. I would study it further. I can't help it. Anytime I say that word,
It's funny. You're gonna make me do that now. All right, cool. So, moving on for the rest of that day. Nothing too strange happens. Rest of the day goes without issue. For the night as well, I'm not going to worry about it. Next day of travel, go ahead and do me another D100 first, and then see if that is an encounter or not.
is everyone too chicken shit? Fine.
I am. I'm not gonna lie.
Second,
Everyone, I don't want to kill us today. I don't want to kill us today.
so this day goes without issue as well. Roll me another D12.
Okay. Yeah.
Reroll that because we just did that one.
Sheesh.
Okay. So let's see. Okay. So as you guys are kind of walking through the desert, you come over an ash dune, and in the distance, about 300 to 500 yards away from where you guys are standing, there is you can see a lone individual and their camel just kind of walking perpendicular to you, further inland, going west. The camel appears to be loaded up with a bunch of different saddlebags and various like sacks and cloth hanging off of its back, and he's walking alongside it in the desert.
Why don't we ask that guy about any thieves roaming around? Because I would like to find my stuff.
Sure.
I'm just happy to see another face in this godforsaken desert.
I will.
So we may want to be careful because this could be a trap.
Is he facing us?
No, he's walking perpendicular to you, headed westward. You guys are headed kind of northeast. He's headed kind of northwest.
Can I see what race he is?
Not from this distance. If you want to go like flag him down, you can, but it would be impossible to tell from here because he is wearing kind of like cloth from head to toe and a turban and a cloth over his face to protect him from the sand.
Definitely local, not like us weirdos with our open faces and shit.
Yeah, you guys are dressed like Anik, people from Anik.
Tourists.
You do not. Yeah, you do not have the standard garb for this area. But he does.
I mean, I do have a cloak. I do admit, at least I have a cloak. Like I got that going for me. I got the cloak of elven kind.
That is true.
I'm here. I got
Your clothes are still like not They're not, Aladdin clothes, which is what I'm picturing here. Like picture
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
from
they're-
Aladdin.
they're like-
is basically
they're like-
what we're going with.
They're like the wrong like color, probably the wrong thickness, but at least the cloak is probably keeping me from getting sand in everything.
Yeah,
I
it's just
mean-
it's hotter than it would be otherwise if you were wearing, say, cotton or anything like that.
I'll lay his
Linen.
down.
Dalavash probably doesn't
Nope.
have that problem because he's bare chested for most of the time.
Yep, just wearing loincloth and a cloak.
The rest of
Yeah,
you are
it just means that the wind have been shoving sand in place where you don't want sand, and the nights are frigid for you. Oh wait, no, you're a
Yeah.
Goliath. Never mind.
here. Your clothing does
No,
not.
I'm not a Goliath.
He's not a Goliath.
Wait, is it? No, Delva's not Goliath. I'm
He looks, for all intents and purposes, he looks like a really muscly human.
Yep.
ignore me. I'm bugging. You're fucking college star.
So are you guys flagging down this guy or what?
Yeah.
Savanta is.
I mean, I want to.
So you guys kind of flag him down, get his attention, waving at him from a distance. He stops and allows you guys to catch up. And as you get closer, you can see he's wearing very light clothing, white with different colored sashes, kind of over top of various different colors. And as you guys get closer, he pulls the mask down from his face and reveals that he is Tabaxi. Kind of looks like a serval, if you guys know what that is. It's a very thin, very lithe cat with kind of like leopard spots. So he pulls his mask down and
Okay.
shows that to you.
This is gonna sound super out of left field when he says serval and like the clothing and like that. You reminded me of a thing from a game that's probably older than me. Actually, no, I think it's
If he say
You remind me-
Khajiit has the wares, I am.
no.
It's basically what it is.
No. He reminded me of a game called Gene Forge. It's an old fucking computer game that has a race of creatures called servals, and they're basically like humanoids, smaller than normal, have like a cloak on all the time. You never see their faces, and I was like, why did that remind me of that?
'Cause, I mean, it's pretty on the money, but I have no idea what that game is. So there you go.
What do you mean
Okay.
old?
I think it's like from like 2000. Well, it's old for game standards because it's from like 2005.
That's pretty old.
That's not old.
That's around when World of Warcraft came out.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
that's
not
old.
old.
That's real
That's
old.
old. No. That's old in terms of video games.
Especially that video game, probably. All right. Anyway, moving forward, he pulls down his mask and says, "Greetings, travelers.
These are casual.
What would you ask of this one?"
Oh my
Do-
god.
Before we talk, do I see any kind of iconography on him?
Yeah, with your passive, you'd be able to pick up a symbol. There is a symbol around his neck that he wears, kind of close to his chest. It's kind of like an image of the sun, but instead of the center of the sun being just like a flat disc or a ball, it's a lion's head, and the mane is the rays.
Is this a god I know?
Make
It's
a
the older
religion
brother.
check, I suppose. It's not a hard DC, but let's make a religion check just in case.
I'm not a super religious cow. But fuck it. Oh, high chance.
Yeah, both of you.
I
Anyone who wants to
wanted
make
to
it.
roll too.
And anyone who wants to do a religion check, you can make that. It's fine.
Do I know this god?
I would say Daladash and Flamora would probably have the better chance of getting more information. Out of the check.
Honestly, I can almost argue a history check for memory because that's literally the older brother from the story the old cat guy told us a couple days ago.
You can conjunction. Daladash has no idea who this. what
Because I
that
mean,
would be. He doesn't give a fuck.
That's the story of like the fucking Tabaxi's gods.
Maybe.
So, Ironically, the two people who are not from this planet got better checks. Flamar, you're
Galavesh doesn't care about religion except for his tribe.
yeah, he wouldn't know. Chance, Tavanta, and Flamora, you all would know that this is a holy symbol of Karako, the catfolk sun god, god of justice, emancipation, and the sun. And I would say Chance and Tavanta, you guys would have come across this information when doing research on the various divinity that came to rose to power, came to ascension, whatever you want to call it, after the breaking. Karako is a newer god. He's been around for several hundred years, but a god that's several hundred years old is a lot different than one that's been alive since the dawn of time. So he's relatively new. You can piece together with an 18 and a 24 that most likely the story you heard from the old Tabaxi is the story of Karako and another individual who you are unfamiliar with. So yeah, the symbol would be of him.
Lovely. Lovely to meet you, traveler. I was wondering about some strange occurrences we've experienced in this desert.
Oh, this is most curious.
Items disappearing without any hint or rhyme or reason. Vanishing, if you will.
No track, no interactions with individuals. Just gone.
Not
In the
to
wind.
Does anyone have a
Lingering.
passive insight over 12?
My insight is +4.
You have 14.
So, yes.
Passive insight is a 10 plus insight, so 13.
My passive insight is a 9, so
They're Starcow and Dalavesh. There is a flicker of recognition when you describe items going missing as you were traveling through the desert. And he says, this is common at times, depending. Did you meet with anyone on the road? Perhaps.
At this point, I'm grabbing my quarterstaff and just hitting my hand with it, menacingly say, "No."
Easy.
easy, Dalavesh.
Relax. This is something that all my people know well, but perhaps travelers such as yourselves are unfamiliar with in the Ashen Expanse. What is the nature check for? I don't understand.
Oh, it was a misclick.
Oh, okay. I was like, it wasn't very good, so I don't know what you wanted to get out of that, but he says,
Sand feels weird.
this is a cautionary tale. If you had met with anyone that night, it might explain things a little better.
Do tell.
I would just caution you all to be wary of strangers traveling at night. There is many superstition about what happens when the day ends.
I mean, you're traveling at night.
I travel at night, yes. I am in the desert, but sharing a fire with Blackfur Tabaxi is taboo after a certain point, for a reason, as you have found out.
Passive I know that's not really a thing, but I'm just gonna say like passive deception. Like Chance is gonna like side eye Starcab, be like,
This is not
you think I'm
3.5.
thinking-
There's no passive deception.
I know there is. I'm more just saying it's like, I'm most just bring up the passive deception just so in case this guy has an insight of that that's any good passively.
I mean, if you're trying to conceal shit, you would want to roll deception.
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to go with here. Whatever, it's fine. Sure, you give Starkhouse.
Damn, dirty 20.
Because chance is like that now it makes sense. And what's this taboo about Blackford Tabaxi?
In this land, in my homeland, there is a story of two brothers, one who rose to become a god, and the other who stood in his shadow. When the younger betrayed the older, he was banished into the desert, cast out for his deceptions and his lies. And there are tales of travelers, merchants especially, coming across him in the desert and being robbed of valuable items upon their waking. So, at least my
Does
people
any
have
of-
learned not to share fire with those who travel at night.
Does any of those cautionary tales of those speak of a way to get your stuff back?
Going and looking for this particular thief is not recommended, but you are welcome to try, I suppose.
I reach out and shake his hand, like to shake his hand and say thank you for your time.
He grasps your forearm and like that bro forearm thing instead of shaking your hand.
Fair enough.
Are you at all interested in my wares? I am traveling back to Shije for a trade expedition. But if you wish to make a purchase, I have made some interesting finds.
Good to look.
Of course. Is there anything specific you guys would be looking for here from a humble merchant?
Any spell scrolls?
He thinks for a moment. No, unfortunately, I do not quite trade in magical items. It is not my purview.
What
But
about spirit?
I do have what?
No,
Spirits?
apologies. Spirits as in
As in
alcohol.
drink or potions?
Drink.
Both.
Drink I have. He rummages, he goes around the other side of the camel and rummages in a pack and brings out what looks to be like a small carrier with 4 bottles of amber brown liquid. This I picked up from a merchant in one of your foreign colonies.
What are they? Like what actually are they?
I was told that it is a fine bourbon crafted and imported here from far beyond the open sea.
How much? All of it.
For all, 20 gold pieces.
Give it in 25.
Oh, most generous, sir. Most generous. Here, take. You will enjoy. I assure you. He hands you it's like a wooden. It's like a crate made of like very light desert wood, crafted, probably easily breakable, but strong enough to hold these 4 bottles of bourbon essentially. They're labeled. They're labeled in Onishan script, essentially. It's from a distillery somewhere in Onik.
You mentioned potions. Do you have any?
I do have some tinctures with me. Carry a surplus in case I meet travelers such as yourself in need, traveling across the Ashen Expanse, find themselves needing supplies. One moment. He goes in that same package and pulls out a second carrier crate, this time with two different kinds of potion, two of each. One set looks like the standard healing potion. The other set is kind of a pale white, slightly bluish mixture. It says, these standard healing potions for dangers that you may find yourself encountering in the desert here. Very popular amongst adventurers. I always keep a couple handy because they can always use more. These other bottles, these will help protect against the various venomous creatures that also reside within the expanse.
While they are talking, I slide one of the bottles to Chance.
Small nod.
One of the alcohol bottles, or one of his
Yeah.
bottles that he's holding?
One of the bourbon bottles.
Okay. I was
How
like,
much
this isn't
for
really Skyrim, you know that, right?
How much for the lot?
For the lot, well, the healing potions are 50 gold each. You're welcome to them. The others are 20 gold each. They are kind of a cooling balm to help get over venomous injection.
I'll cover the cost for the healing potions if any of y'all want the poison resisting or whatever the fuck it is.
Is it 20 per bottle or 20 for both?
It's 20 per bottle. So 20 gold for one bottle, 20 gold for the other, and then the healing potions are 50 each.
Okay,
potions.
I'll foot the bill. If someone can add the potions to their sheet.
Wait, are you fitting the entire bill or just for the poison ones?
No, the poisons.
Okay.
You said you were catching the healing. Now, I have one more thing I'll ask of you. Do you happen to trade information?
He kind of gives you a side eye. He says, it depends on who's asking and what the nature of your question is.
Someone that likes to delve beneath the sands and has a lot of coin.
What was the question?
Well, I was more. He's saying depending on who's asking. I was saying, hey, someone who likes to go beneath the sands and happens to have a lot of coin.
Sure.
Yeah, I have it on some authority that near here there are some old things from when the world was whole.
What kind of things? Pottery?
Ruin, ways and ruins, something deep beneath the sand.
Ah, I see. I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with anything below the surface, though I know of its existence.
Yeah, out of character, I'm going to ask a quick question. The old man who is almost assuredly the younger brother at this point, he wanted us to find a... What was he wanted us to find?
An amulet.
An
Very specific
amulet.
amulet.
It's over here, around where the Key of Squalls is.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where he told you
Oh.
it would be.
Well, I got one more question. And this one, if you can give me anything on it, a lot of gold in it for you. I've heard tell of a certain amulet out in the desert somewhere. It's fuck. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this in a way that it doesn't directly say, "Hey, we met an old man in the desert that wanted us to find this amulet."
Do you recall what he described? What the amulet was described as?
Chance probably does. I fucking don't.
You can just say I described the amulet. It was an amulet with two specific gemstones in it. One was a diamond and the other one was something else I don't remember.
Yeah. Insert description of amulet here.
I mean, with that, his eyes like definitely narrow. You can see his ears kind of twitch a little bit at the mention and description of the amulet. And he says, "Afraid I am unaware of what you are speaking of. It is not familiar to me."
Admittedly, if it's something dangerous, I would like to know, because I'm not from here. I don't have the luxury of knowing your customs, knowing your tales. Can I try and persuade him to be a little bit more forthcoming?
Make a persuasion check. I would say with disadvantage.
Shouldn't it be with advantage? We've been buying stuff from him.
Yes, but there are other things that would give you disadvantage on this roll.
Yeah, fair. If it helps, I can keep stacking some coins on the counter.
On the camel.
On the
Oh
camel.
yeah.
Bounce gold off that camel's ass.
I can keep pulling out gold.
Nice.
Like a shitty magician, just pulling gold behind his ears.
I'm mostly just trying to see if I can get it to normal.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Okay.
16.
Probably nothing good. Oh, 16? That's not terrible.
That's performance, dude.
That is a performance check.
It's the same thing.
He doesn't have
tapped on persuasion.
Have whatever you call it, proficiency in persuasion. So it's the same.
Welcome to my hell.
I've been here before, Devin. I already told you that.
Welcome back, bitch. Anyway,
It's not a bad roll, but he says, "I'm sorry, friend. I am unaware of what you speak. Frankly, unfamiliar."
And
can I
you
make a-
insight that?
You can. He'll make a deception check against you, or a persuasion check, depending on which one it is.
I'm trying to do what we were supposed to do with the kobolds, and me open up that chance for everyone to make a insight.
Ah, damn.
You actually beat him.
Yes. I was about to use Cosmic Omen.
Yeah, he rolled like a 5. So
Woohoo!
Eh.
yeah, he's anything above a 5. He's definitely withholding information from you. He's not being very subtle about it. Like the flicking of the ears, which are now like turned backwards and almost against his head. Just by cat behavior alone, you know that he's uncomfortable with this situation.
I think that will conclude our business here. It was, again, lovely to meet you.
May I
he's-
ask something?
Hey, I wasn't done shopping.
I was gonna ask a question too.
Never mind.
Let us take care of your friend who wishes to buy things from me, and I can answer your question in the meantime. What were you looking for?
I was gonna say a chance to say. Well, I was gonna have a chance to say it. So no, thanks for your assistance you provided anyway. Apologies that. And I'll hand him like an extra 7 gold just for that. Yeah.
I hear slanging gold for no fucking reason.
I appreciate the gesture, friend, but I do not take money without trade involved. It is a point of honor for a merchant such as myself. He hands you back the 7 gold.
Oh, fair enough.
Now, as for the matter of trade, your very large friend is looking for something else. Yes.
Are you calling me fat?
No.
I
You are
glare
very
at him.
big. You are taller than I am. You're taller than him by like a head. He's not a very tall individual. He's like probably 5'5".
I still
how do you
glare
spell
at him a little
bourbon?
bit. How do you not know how to spell bourbon?
I don't drink bourbon.
Neither do I. I haven't touched alcohol in almost 7 years, but I still know how to spell it.
Mm-mm.
B-O-U-R-B-O-N.
When have I needed to know how to spell bourbon until now?
Was that
Just
your
look
question?
it up on Google, bitch.
It says bourbon on the bottle. You can spell it correctly. What are you looking for, Dalavash, specifically?
Yeah, so they stole my tent while I was sleeping. So I need a replacement.
Ah, okay. That I can do. I do have a spare. It is yours for 20 gold.
20 gold.
I think that's how much tents cost.
Like a 10 person? I don't know.
Oh, it's 20 pounds. Maybe it might not be 20 gold. Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah.
Like, damn. It's like that shit.
I knew
from
it had
Harry
a 20
Potter.
in it. I just didn't remember which part. Hold on.
That shit from Harry Potter that's enchanted and has like a whole like fucking apartment on the inside.
Yeah, if it
Yeah,
was something like that, I could
the
afford it.
universe made a fuck up. Gonna have to roll that back a bit.
2 gold. 2 gold, 20 pounds. He says, it is yours for 2 gold. Retcon that real quick.
I give him the 2 gold.
He gives you a tent. It's a 2-person tent. 20 pounds. You can find it on the compendium. Drag it into your sheet.
Yep.
D&D Beyond.
And of course, this being Rhea, the tent is weighted and comes with stakes to keep it on the ground in case of a gravity upheaval.
Which my character is used to at this point, yes?
Yeah, you're familiar.
I look at Flomora. Your turn.
Would you happen to know of any ruins of interest for an archaeologist?
Ruins of interest.
Yeah.
No, I'm afraid I don't. I'm unfamiliar with other ruins. The desert is ever changing, and it covers up much of what it reveals as well. If something does poke up, it is very briefly, usually, and there is not much time to explore it before the sands hide it once again. Unfortunately, I am unfamiliar with those types of things.
Okay then.
Question to the cap person before we go. How? I'm not thinking with the intelligence. This is wisdom. How bad would it be to tell the other town that we saw Black Cat Man and he was giving out informations?
Not bad for you, other than what has happened to you.
You sure about that?
Unless you were working with him.
Working with who?
The traveler of the night, this black tabaxi individual, no matter who they are. If you mention that you are on a mission from a tabaxi you met during your rest with Black Fur, who came into your camp and stole things, this is... A lot of people will not want to do business with you.
Is Black Fur a bad omen for Tabaxi?
He said that at the beginning, dude.
It is...
No, I mean like in general. I feel like that would be rather unfortunate to be born with Black Fur at that point.
There are other characteristics. It's not that my people who are born with dark fur are discriminated against. We would never do that as adherents of Karaku, but specific instances and modus operandi are taken into account when I say these things.
Why don't you just shave your fur?
I mean, that's only for... That's
My fur keeps me protected, and also it's very prickly when it grows back.
Like shaving a beard. I understand.
But all over your body, yes.
Yeah.
Quite
that
uncomfortable.
sounds like hell.
I don't know how the rest of you do it.
I have one more question, and this one, no need to go any further. No need to answer it if you don't want to. We came across some bandits, and they had some odd medallions on them.
I shoot you a look as shut the fuck up.
What, did you have one, or can you describe it?
It looked like you're almost like a mirror of yours, except instead of the sun, it's a moon.
Yeah, there's a flicker of recognition. Ah, you have met with Ash Bandits, then. Yes. They are followers of the Shadow Walker, the exiled one. They are, in one way or another, outcast and exiled for various crimes, thievery, trickery, deception, lies, many different reasons why they would be exiled, but all of them are no longer welcome in Shige.
Tavanta is specifically turned away, so the medallion that he's wearing.
You have it tucked into your shirt, is what I remember correctly.
Right.
You're not wearing it openly. They are, one way or another, revered the god of lies, the trickster god, because they look to him for a means of survival out in the Ashen Expanse. They have found new homes in the colonies that your people have set up along the coasts. You are much more caring and accommodating to them than my people would be. And so they choose typically to hang around, I believe the name of the town is Carminton and Naren. They both are havens for this type of thievery.
And what's of kobolds?
Kobolds, the small lizard people, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Tasty eating.
Sure.
No.
They are.
What? They make good. You put,
Just-
you know, for,
Just no.
They're odd. Not always very threatening, but it depends on the individual, I suppose.
These ones, the armor, it was like red scaled and heavily armored, right?
Red scaled, each of them had a dragon's scale shield.
These ones were red of scale and had a dragon scale shield. Is that significant?
I have come across these individuals before, yes. Perhaps not the very same ones you met before, but of their kind, I know. They are also part of a group that takes home at the volcano near Shige. The massive one on the horizon you can see there. And he points to the column of ash that is rising up out of the sky over the horizon that kind of joins with the clouds overhead.
Really? Okay.
Very dangerous to go there. I do not recommend it.
Good to know.
Crossing my fingers that the key of squalls is not fucking there.
Well, let's be honest, it absolutely fucking is.
Look, man, I can hope.
Hope and dream.
I guess you could say your hope was gonna be dashed.
I don't get it.
Oh, god damn it.
I hate
got
you.
it.
Like I said, I'm gonna air out this whole fucking chat.
What, like Febreze?
Blame them too, not me.
Can we do lavender Febreze? I like lavender Febreze.
You realize that what that means? You don't.
For
You think
homemade
what that means?
No.
Homemade Febreze.
It means you take a gun and you air them out by filling them with holes.
You are the least gangsta person I know to be saying that casually.
I feel no threat.
Damn.
Look, blame the Russian Badger. I got it from watching his shit.
All right.
Is that a YouTuber?
Yes.
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 So you got, buddy. That's honey.
Disclaimer
Let's
is
see.
palpable.
Look.
You're adorable when you try to be tough.
Pats your silly little head.
I mean,
Dare
I'm
me
not
if
even
you
trying
dare.
to be tough. I'm just making a joke.
It's funny though.
Like
it's
shit.
it's supposed to be a threat joke, but it's just sad.
Oh,
So
thanks.
anyway, moving forward with the conversation. Yeah, I don't recommend going toward the volcano. Very dangerous, very hot, very much you will die.
Very much I will die. Okay.
Hmm.
Again, done my thanks, and I start making my way.
Walking fast.
Wait. I'm gonna regret this because I'll be honest. From the moment this guy heard me look at Chance, our luck hasn't been that great. So, my luck hasn't been that great. So I'm going to ask you this. Do you by chance have anything, if we for godforsaken reason have to go to that fucking volcano, have anything that will help me live through that?
Live. It is cute that you think you will live. You would have it more than I do. Gifts of vast quantities of gold will certainly help, I suppose.
What?
I believe he's
like
saying
that I-
there might be just a straight up dragon there.
A
That's gonna
bribe
be
to get past. A bribe to get past the children of the scale is most encouraged when traveling close to the volcano.
And the
Writing
volcano.
down children of the scale.
Correct me if I'm wrong, make sure I'm not hallucinating. Dragons in general tend to not care about fire, right?
Depends on the type of dragon.
They are not
I
universally
assume-
resistant or immune to fire.
I assume dragons are a known quantity where I can ask about that in character and have that and actually get an answer.
I mean, do you know Draconic?
No, I don't know language.
Okay.
I was saying I could assume dragons are like that's just a thing that exists.
I mean, you've never seen one other than the two blue ones that attacked Conley's ship when you guys were coming over here.
So yeah, we know of dragons.
More likely than not, they don't care about fire. So that means most of my repertoire is completely pointless if we do have to face them. So let's not do that.
This is why you generalize and don't specialize all the time.
Wait, what's going on?
You were though saying that in character.
They're talking about the volcano. Don't go there. There's some shit there you don't want to interact with unless you want to bribe the people that live in the volcano.
On the minimum side, it could be a fuck ton of kobolds that call themselves the Children of the Scale. Chance is making a guess that there is a straight up red dragon.
Well, I mean, they have to get their dragon scale shield somehow.
I don't know, man. It could be dead dragons. We don't fucking know. I'm just saying.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
I'm not saying. I'm not like trying to. I'm just low end, high end. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just trying to be mean.
2 and 2 does equal 4. You know, you're welcome to conjecture as much as you want to.
For once, I wasn't trying to be a jackass.
Anyway, yes, don't go to the volcano unless you have gifts. If you can pay your way, it is a gateway to the east, the western coast. But
And avoid that, we should.
in many cases, it's not worth it. It's a steep toll.
And if you don't have a choice,
If you don't have a choice, then good luck.
Tis a bitch.
Yeah, don't dress warmly, I suppose. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I move on out.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Wait,
we're burning
yeah.
daylight where it supposed to be.
The merchant packs up everything that he can, now several gold heavier, and hops onto his camel and begins to move off into the desert once again. Okay, now I forget what the decision was. Were you going to stop in Carmenton? Yes or no?
No.
I mean, we might want to after hearing about where the Scale Fist and all the thieves are, hanging out now.
I mean, they're near Carmenton, so. I mean, that's where we got ambushed before, is near Carmenton, so.
And if you want to just get our stuff back.
But I don't. What?
This fucking cat guy said to most of the thieves to hang around in Carmington.
Do
Here's the black cat guy stole them.
do you?
So if you find him, we're kind of fucked.
Okay.
It's up to the group.
Mm.
I'm just saying it's
I
an
don't-
option.
I think we dispatched we weren't robbed by by those guys. We weren't robbed by them because we annihilated all of them. But the issue, and we could this could be in character. The thing that is common is the black cat that comes to travelers at night. We talked to him. Our stuff was gone, so it's reason to believe that he might have the stuff if we're gonna link it to him. And he said that he would meet us again. And the merchant said that your shit's just fucking gone. Good luck, GG. But if we want to meet that guy again and question him, we go do the thing he said, which is the amulet and Shize.
Okay. I just want
said
our
he-
stuff back, that's all.
That's what I'm saying. If we want to get our stuff back, we need to confront the dude. And the dude said he would come to us after we get the amulet from the leader in Shige.
His amulet, he said, was taken, and was taken from him in Shije and is held by a specific individual. And if you could get it back from that individual, he would find you again and pay you for it.
And I guess we know how he's gonna pay us. With our own shit. But yeah, let's just head on to Chance's stuff for now.
Not exactly thrilled with the fact that decided to take our stuff. Even after we shared a fire, was nice about it. Even
be a
offered to
curse.
help the guy.
Could be a curse.
It could be, but you think he might have said something about it. Well, this is one of the curses you can't talk about it, which rip.
Magic is varied and fucking weird.
Give me one more insight roll, Chance.
Oh no.
See if I can clarify some stuff for you or not.
I have to make an insight. Nothing else I can supply
No,
this with.
this would be an insight check.
Guidance, cosmic omen.
This is
something.
going off of your feeling out this merchant individual and why perhaps he was cagey about information.
Oh nope, I fuck shit.
Guidance and cosmic element.
Yeah, not this.
We know nothing.
What?
No, that hold on.
It was an
that's
incorrect
not a
roll. He gets
valid-
to go again.
Can
Give
I
another
give
shot.
him cosmic omen and guidance?
You
No,
can't.
no.
13.
13. The fact that you mentioned meeting this individual, who he clearly, and by extension everyone else he's talking about, which is like the rest of his people, was cagey about to begin with, and knows to avoid. Like there's stories about this event happening multiple times, at least from what that merchant said. And the fact that you said that you met this individual and then you were looking for a specific item, which when you mentioned it caused him to clam up like immediately. You get the feeling that he wasn't exactly 100% trusting of any of you after that point.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, because now we could be envoys for the Black Cat.
Honestly, I was just trying to figure out a way to get our stuff back.
Yeah,
That's-
but he's you kind of scared him away from giving you much else after that point.
I mean, that's fair. I can't really fault him for that.
We gonna roll up in their crib and steal they shit.
Shiny, let's go be bad guys.
Or good guys. I don't know. That's a
I prefer good guys, to be honest.
In their whip. What?
That's a problem for later chance. Right now, I currently have my life's work. I need to go see.
So, what's our heading?
northeast.
Cool, let's go.
Skirting around Carmenton, yeah.
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 Looks like.
Especially avoiding that bandit spot we got jumped at left.
Sure. Yeah, that wasn't too far outside of Carmenton. So if you're passing by, you're several miles
I mean,
away.
we don't have to avoid it. We could just kill them all.
No. See, I like this idea.
Yeah, you could.
That was an out of character joke.
You could also make it very enticing to attack you again, and then maybe another bandit squad will attempt it. Go ahead and for the next day, roll me the D100, please.
D100, you said?
Oh no.
We got a 22.
Oh.
I'll take that 70 for the second one if you want me to. Or if you
No,
want me to
no,
roll.
no.
22. Your day goes by without incident, without meeting anyone else. It's kind of a quiet day. It's just hot. It's oppressively hot, of course, walking through the desert. You notice that even though the sun doesn't really have a cycle in this world, because of the Arcanite and the core and all that fun stuff, it does have cycles of cold and hot in this desert, which is how you know it's kind of like the end of the day is when it starts getting colder. So once the temperature kind of backs off a little bit, you're like, okay, it's probably time for us to set up camp. We've been traveling for a while, etc., etc. Set up camp. Everything's fine. Next day, go ahead and roll me that the next D100. We've got basically 3 more of these to go.
Just use my 70.
Okay. Roll me a D12.
Oh no.
12 red dragons.
4. Okay.
Oh god.
Oh no, not again.
So,
Montages all over again.
sometime in the late afternoon on this day, you come across kind of a curious sight. You run across another herd of those blazehorns, who are over a ridge and down inside of a little valley, where you can see another patch of that frozen cactus is growing. And it appears that the herd is grazing on the cactus as they're doing so. And as they do, and as you guys come across this site, go ahead and make me perception checks, everyone.
Yay!
11, 17. Blue, 42. Hut.
I have a really good perception. It's just I roll low. I rolled like an 8.
I actually got a
17
higher
still-
perception roll.
17 still
higher
plenty.
perception roll. Does Moyle need to? Can Moyle roll too, or?
Sure. He would have a chance
Is
to
Moyle
notice this.
out?
Yeah, he's back. He's back. He would have been back from the. He was in the tomb with you guys. He was fighting in the tomb.
Okay. Yeah, I thought
Sorry,
you got unsummoned
that-
by those tentacle monsters.
Tentacle monsters. 9 plus 10.
No,
There's not
just
plus.
nine.
There's not plus 10 there. That's a 9.
Just a 9. Okay. So I would say Chance and Tavanta, you guys would notice this. There is an individual kind of around the ridgeline, crouched behind a rock. They appear to be dressed in, again, light clothing. This time it's kind of like sky blue, cotton fabric, and they appear to be crouched behind the rock, watching the herd and holding something in their hands. And they look at the herd and they look down at what's in their hands, and they keep doing that over and over again.
Wildlife. Ye old wildlife photography.
This is a whole lot of not our problem.
I say we just skirt around about our way.
Yeah, like I said, a whole lot of not our problem.
Unless we want to spend an hour talking to the guy about Black Cat and the amulet and all this.
From the distance, we have any idea what the guy looks like?
I would say with an 18, he looks, obviously humanoid, does not appear to be a tabaxi. You don't spot a tail, for instance. So, there's that.
It's not a
might
bird
be
going down.
might be able to get some useful info out of someone who isn't a tabaxi.
Do you really want to go? Okay. Go on.
If we skirt around the side, we should at least be able to talk to him somewhat.
Okay.
Give ahead.
Are you doing this stealthily, or are you just like walking up to him?
I'm not fucking with those ash horns.
Blaze horns.
Can we approach quietly but not stealthily, like trying not to spook the fucking animals, but at the same time not
Yeah,
trying to hide from the
to
guy?
put a pass without a trace, I'll say that's fine. That's easy enough. So making your way kind of silently, but not attempting to hide from the individual, more so just trying to keep out of sight of the herd. Eventually, you get within a certain distance. The individual would notice you, and you can see that eventually, as you get closer, he has a hand on a blade at his hip, kind of a curved scimitar, and is just kind of wary of you in general. It's just a group that's choosing to approach him out of nowhere in the middle of the desert. You do make out that he is a half-orc individual with kind of like gray skin, about 5'11".
So taller than Chance.
Yeah, with wearing that light blue clothing, kind of billowy, and he's holding in his hand. He's holding a tome, a book.
You're the one who wanted to talk to him. Go.
Yeah, I'm gonna approach the guy.
He kind of eyes you warily, and says, "Is there something I can do to help you?"
Perhaps. Primarily, I'm just trying to. I'm just gonna cut the chase. Have you had stuff stolen from you?
Just in general? It's very
In
confused.
in the desert. In the desert.
This is like the beginning of a. It's like the beginning of an infomercial. Have you had stuff stolen from you?
Shut the fuck up! I'm gonna murder you. Have you?
Call J&J Lawyers.
Look, we had some stuff stolen after talking to some old tabaxi man.
Right.
It's apparently some local thing. I'm just trying to see if it's more than just a superstition on one part.
If you're asking whether or not I've seen such an individual, I have not, and I'm not sure what you're referring to be honest. I'm just I'm a humble alchemist. Like I don't, or no trouble.
An
It-
alchemist.
Is he being forthright, or is he hiding shit? He's probably hiding shit. I'm gonna try an insight and fail horribly.
Sure. 11. He rolled a 2. Yeah, you think he's on the up and up. He's just being cautious with you because you're just a random group of people, and you're just like, have you had stuff stolen from you? We have had stuff stolen from us. And he's like, I don't. Okay, what does that have to do with me? He's like, I'm just an alchemist. I don't want any trouble. I'm here watching these things. Seeing if I can get some stuff out of them. I was originally coming out here to get some of that cactus patch for stuff. So
Oh, is that actually used for anything?
yeah, you can mash those up into a paste. It helps with the heat out here, and it also can be used as a balm for if you get stung by a giant scorpion or something.
Oh, that's what those potions that we have made from.
Yes.
Interesting. Sorry for bothering you about that. It's just the last person we talked to about it was a Tabaxi who has every reason to be superstitious about certain things. So, and we're not local, so a local that's not likely to be that superstitious.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I don't
Might be able
know.
to give it.
The Tabaxi, they're kind of cagey about people like you and me. Though it doesn't surprise me that one of them is not exactly forthcoming.
I can't blame them over much. It's their culture, it's their beliefs. But I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just if it was just a Tabaxi thing or a what's the name of this company again? Fuck. VG Help.
Tabaxi or what are you asking about?
What's the name of the continent again?
Araval.
I wasn't sure whether it was a Tabaxi thing or an Araval thing. I just wanted to make certain.
I mean, in general, watch your purse when people approach you in the desert. There's not a lot of I don't know. There's not a lot of reason to trust people around there. A lot of the Tabaxi that like to hang out in Carmenton, for example, they're not always on the up and up.
Yeah, that was the weird bit. There wasn't any tracks of anything stolen. We just woke up and stuff was gone. No tracks, no sign, nothing. Poop.
Whoever they were good at their job, apparently. Thanks for the warning.
Yeah. Just be careful if someone asks to share your fire.
All right. Can I get back to my work now?
Yeah, we'll leave you be.
All right.
Good luck on whatever you're doing.
No problem. He goes back to crouching behind the rock, and you can see him open the book to where he's been taking notes on the creature. Like he has a kind of a half decent drawing of the creatures themselves, and then several bullet points about behaviors and observations that he's made.
Oh,
I have an out of game question.
Yeah.
So he mentioned stuff we could do with the blue cactus, which sounds like a drug in a fantasy game. But I'm proficient in herbalism kits. Would I be able to do anything with?
Yeah, I'd say if you are proficient in herbalism kit, do you have an herbalism kit?
I think so. It's not in my. Well, that's my attack list, so it wouldn't be in there.
It'll probably be in your tools section as opposed to just in your inventory. Or it might be in both, I don't fucking know.
I do not have it in my inventory,
If
so
you don't have it in your equipment, then you would need to go and get your hands on one. But if you did, and you're proficient in herbalism, then you could be able to do something with the cactus. I mean, knowing what you know about it, it seems like if you were to make some kind of balm or salve out of it, it would be the equivalent of those blue potions you bought earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So it seemed like you said that the potion and the balm had two different effects. Like the balm would be good for the heat, while the potion would be good for getting stung.
Did anyone take the chance to identify the blue potions to figure out what exactly they do? Because I can tell you.
We would have. We've had the days.
Sure.
So the blue
I
potions,
mean, we didn't say it with that, so
they're distilled chill cactus, and it's basically it's a potion. It can be made into a balm too. You think, Tavanta, but it's in this case it's a potion. If you are poisoned and you drink it, it allows you to immediately make a check against that poison with advantage to attempt to get rid of it.
What about if we just fucking eat the cactus raw?
If you eat the cactus raw, it's food. It's rations.
Got it.
You kind of have to do other stuff to it to make it an effective thing. You could also, like I said, it's kind of like an ice pack. So if you're hot, you can like stick it on your skin. All the bottles are cool to the touch at all times, so they gather condensation throughout the day, but they never seem to like get room temperature.
I almost wish I gathered more and we kind of had some back a hold of it. That would have been dope.
I mean, there's a cactus patch down there.
Yeah. Let me go fuck with the volcano backed Ankylosauruses.
Let's do it.
No.
Let's not say we didn't and go about our day because we got places.
You know
to
what?
be.
Hey, Talavash, if you turn into a dinosaur, I will make you a dire version of that dinosaur and go scare him. We'll do it.
No, please, no. Also, this guy is very clearly documenting them, and we don't want to be an asshole. Like we're trying to not be assholes here. That's what the whole like fucking intervention thing last week was for. To not be assholes
To each other.
Yeah, and to random people too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was brought up several times.
Like y'all deliberately gave me shit for being an asshole to everybody.
I'm joking. Fuck.
You win those two.
So anyway, you charge the herd and they attack you. Roll initiative. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, let's get on our way. I mostly just wanted to confirm a couple things with the guy, and we did so.
Moving right along. Next day of travel.
Because now we know that it's more of a tabaxi thing than a.
It seems to be a byproduct of the Ashen Expanse. So that
When we get bed down for camp, something I'd like to do, VG.
Yes.
Just outside of our camp, outside of our like immediate vision, I'm gonna set the bottle of bourbon I got down, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, figure you can probably hear me, old man. Don't care too much about the ointment, but I want my horse back for this in trade." And then I'm gonna go back to the camp, and I'll check it in the morning.
I'm gonna lean over to Talavash. Why is he talking?
I mean, I walked away from camp to do this.
You're a sad, strange little man.
I look at Savanta, and I just give him the shrugs. I don't know. You know him longer than I do. Why do you think? Why do you think?
Did you
I would know.
hear what I said?
I
I
mean,
walked away from camp.
He's crazy, but he's not that crazy. I don't know.
Hey! Let us have this comic relief moment, all right?
All right.
Jesus.
Yeah, you do so, and in the morning, your bottle of bourbon is still in there, half covered by the sand that blew over it over the night, but it's still there.
Worth a shot. I'll repackage the bottle, be like, I'll clean it off.
I would ask Talavash if he could fill like one of my specific fl- up with some of the bourbon.
If he could,
I want you to know, like, I'm going to try this like basically every night till something happens, VG.
it's not going to for the next foreseeable future.
Yeah, well,
So at least
Oh, well.
for what we're going toward right now, it's not going to happen. At least for the next few days or so. So this next day of travel, D100 for me, please. Somebody.
Who
I
wants
already-
to go this time?
We went full circle.
Oh,
There you go. Okay.
Sorry about that D10. I was trying to pay him to the D100.
Roll a D12 for me. Ignoring 9, 2, and 4 now. Ooh, 12.
oh, don't say that.
Oh no.
No, 12 is actually good for you. During this day, you guys, as you're traveling, notice that there is, it's like sticking up out of the sand. There is what looks to be a wooden wagon wheel in the desert, and like next to that, there's like evidence that something was buried in the sand in that location as you pass it by.
I tell everyone guards up, and I take the little amulet and put it on the outside of my cloak.
Okay.
Well, everyone's ready. I'm gonna go ahead and shift the sand where something appears to have been buried.
Okay. Brushing off some of the sand, you do come into contact with wood at some point, kind of digging through there. Looks like there's a cart or wagon or something, mostly buried in the sand in that location beneath you.
Do I conjure the boys?
Conjure the
Is
boys.
that what we're calling the Mole Squad?
Yes.
M-Force.
The boys.
The boys.
How many can you summon?
How much? What's a giant mole?
You could summon like 8 of them, right? Or 6 of them, something like
I
that?
think so. Giant mole 5e. I got giant badger, which is good enough.
Are they half or 1/4?
1/4. I can summon 8.
So 8 of them. So yeah, MI8 comes out. Mission Impossible music starts. And
when those start digging, we'll look at Devonta. Might want to put that away. If anything, I'd take that off. Like, regardless of whatever that old man's plans are, I don't think you want us to get caught up in that without having an idea what we're getting into.
Considering we were told, like Devonta will say, I thought that this could have been another like bandit trap, and considering the bandits all had these amulets on them, and said that they kind of like they kind of worship him and look to protection. If it was bandits, maybe we could try to reason and say, hey, we're on a sort of request from him, so maybe just chill the fuck out. So that was my reasoning.
They'd have no reason to believe us, for one, and two, what's stopping one bandit group from killing another bandit group for their goodies?
I'm just saying, dog. There's a chance.
No.
man.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you, Devonta. I'm just trying to point out there are some flaws in your logic there.
While you guys are having this conversation, the moles are doing their best to the badgers, whatever they are doing their best to excavate the wagon, and within the hour that you have them up for concentration, you can get the wagon mostly uncovered. And what is perhaps most interesting to you is that there are a couple of chests that are buried with the wagon underneath the sand.
All that's in the wagon, or
What?
is that all that's in the wagon, or is there more that might just be buried?
There are more, but after an hour, his conjure animals goes away. So if you want to spend another slot to call them again to excavate more, you certainly can.
Badger.
Find a chest of mushrooms. Summon the badgers again. You're able to pretty much completely excavate around the wagon. They do find one additional barrel that was underneath the wagon, buried a little bit further into the sand. The 2 chests that you find are locked. The barrel is not. Opening the barrel, you can see that it was transporting grain of some kind, which has since rotted, so it doesn't appear to be of any use to you.
Damn.
Alright, this is gonna be a dumb question. But is there anything in the rotted grain? Like maybe like a hidden key in there?
Yeah, if you reach your hand in there, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Video game.
Before I get bit by like a super spider and I turn and I just fucking evaporate.
Yeah, you just become Spider-Man.
Oh,
Arcanine
man.
Spider.
Well, of course, like 12. Okay.
I mean, easy
I
enough
got
to
the
figure out that
abilities.
there's not really much else in that barrel
Oh.
of use to you.
Well, give it a shot. Seems like if we're gonna get these chests, I'm gonna break the locks or unlock them elsewhere.
Talavash, the locks need breaking. Can you help us?
No, not Dalavesh. Not Dalavesh.
And I smack it with the quarterstaff.
By the
No.
big ass knock.
Make an attack roll.
Hold on. Can I try and stop him? Because I was trying to say no, Dalavesh, no.
Looks like he's going to do it, so go ahead and make a make your attack roll, Dalavash.
How the
Ignore the rage. It's 14.
Okay, 3 points of bludgeoning damage. Smacking down with your quarterstaff, you manage to drive a hole through the wood at the top of the lock, but you're unable to knock the lock loose itself.
Oh.
Alright, so you're casting. So what? You're casting knock twice.
Yep.
Oh, that was the plan for more. Okay, let's knock.
All right.
Knock. Let's devil in.
With 2 loud knocks, the chest's locks are opened, and when you open the chest, you can see several pouches inside.
Please tell me nothing was damaged.
Hold on, you find.
I like Talavash's way sometimes. You gotta have a little fun.
7 times 3. 21 gold pieces. Nice. 24 silver pieces.
Someone write this down because I can't.
I'm doing it.
And 8, 16,
Ignore
24,
that.
32. 32 copper amongst the pouches themselves.
I was getting my little notepad out. How much gold?
21 gold,
Mm-hmm.
24 silver, and 32 copper.
Each of us gets 5 gold, 9 silver, 3 copper. And then there's a gold piece. Give me a second. And then there's a gold piece left over.
And that's according to both chests.
That's between both chests.
Anything else or just the cash?
Just the cash.
All right.
I was low on gold, so that was dope.
Well, let's get out of here before whoever stashed this finds us and the fact that we took the shit.
Wait, so how much we get?
5 gold, 9 silver, 3 copper.
I'll have to add that later. Tavanta, if you wouldn't mind doing that, stuff that hides our tracks when we leave.
Pass that trace.
Sure. Or plant growth, that works too.
Plant growth
Just
is
cause
not what I
cactus to appear just randomly in the area.
I didn't.
No, I clicked on that. I was trying to look at what the vibe was.
I know. I was thinking this would be funny. It would be funny if there was cactus around here, because that spell doesn't work in a desert very often.
Oh, you know what'd be dope? Actually, is I remember plant growth. We talked about the fucking stupid wording of plant growth.
Yeah,
We get
it's a sphere of plants. So you could create like a gigantic cactus forest with that spell, and
Let
have
me
it be
find
very
a cactus
difficult
grove
terrain to
again.
fly through.
Let me get a cactus grove again. I will make so many salves.
I'm just picturing fucking the ending of Guardians of the Galaxy 1 where Groot just makes this chamber of plants to save everybody.
That times like 100.
Yeah,
Whoa, she Groot.
eventually. All right, cool. So
We are Groot.
that day goes the rest of it without any incident, and you are
How long does Pathfinder Face last?
1 hour, I believe.
May want to cast that more than once, Devonta.
We're. It's fine.
You certainly can, but regardless, you will not find anything else throughout the rest of that day, and the rest of that night as well. The
I just want to clear off as many tracks as possible.
Yeah, no problem. The following day, you arrive at the location on your map, and at this point, go ahead and make survival checks to see if you can't find an entrance to the Underdark that you're looking for.
I'm giving myself all the goodies.
This is over the course of the day you are searching this hex on the grid, so I'm going to say no on guidance. If you want to do wheel or woe, that's fine, because it's kind of like a fate thing, but guidance is for like a one instance check.
Cosmic Omen, away.
24?
Very
Plus
good. 19.
24.
Yeah, for the most part, you guys search high and low, and you are fairly certain that you do not see an entrance to the Underdark around you. You spent the entire day kind of going in a wide circle around here, and you were unable to find one on the surface. However, your travels do take you to the coastline, and Flamora, Dalavash, and Devonta, at some point, just on a whim, you kind of peered over the edge and into the fog down below, and you notice that there is a cave on the side of the continent, about probably 115 feet down from where your current position is.
I'm gonna throw up. I'm getting vertigo.
You are getting a little bit of vertigo standing on the edge of the world, yes.
I don't like that. I'm back up. Hey, Chad.
Question: has Famara seen a Quetzal? Wallace.
No. Most likely not.
Okay. I was asking because we were on the Dinosaur Island.
No. I would say no.
Okay.
I think we found your cave. It's a little inaccessible, though.
You said 115 feet, right?
Yeah, right around that mark, 115 feet below you on the side of the continent. You notice that there is
Is it a sheer
kind of a
drop, or
shelf.
is there like a cliff face?
It's like a cliff face. It's varied in its texture, and that's what allows you to find this in the first place, because there's a portion of when you look down that far, there's a portion where it kind of dips inward in a concave manner and comes out to a shelf of like solid ground, and that is what denotes to you that there is an entrance to a cave down there.
So here's what's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. 2 giant vultures for Dalavash and Moyle and Chance, and then me and Fomora can fly down.
What are giant vultures?
I mean, Moyle can fly.
They're large.
I'm sorry, what?
Boyle has wings.
Moyle
He can fly.
has wings, dude. He's had wings.
Since when?
Like 6 months
That's
ago.
probably like months.
That's before we left.
Well, then,
Sonic.
fuck you and have a bird to yourself.
Yeah.
Then you have a whole bird to yourself. you prima donna.
Prima donna.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with the boss, and I'm gonna turn into a small spider and just ride on his shoulder.
No, don't waste the transformation. I already wasted the spell slot.
Fine,
Take
fine.
All right.
I mean, I could just ride with Moyle. Moyle's got the strength. He can just fucking carry my ass.
Well, then I'll ride the other bird. Fuck you guys are unappreciative.
I said I took the bird. What else you want?
God.
Figuring out how to get down there is not very hard, and you're able to do it. Most of you flying down either on vultureback or with your own set of wings, you manage to land on the shelf, and you do see the entrance to a cavern, probably like 10 foot by 15 foot, 10 foot wide, 15 foot tall, that goes further into the rock there.
Well, once more into the breach.
At this point, I'm going to pause real quick because I do have to go to the bathroom before we do
Thank
anything else, and I will be
God.
right back.
I mean, if you need to take a ship, I mean, I recommend just go and take a ship break.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. Whatever you want to do.
We can wait like 5 to 10 if that's what you really need.
I'm good.
I got what you need. All right. So continuing onward, into the cave itself. You guys find yourselves traveling for another probably hour or two. Let's see here. At some point, let me double check some stuff here. At some point, you guys would be traveling down the tunnel, and around one of the bends in the tunnel, going straight, you would hear the sound of like shuffling and scraping, denoting that something was around the corner. Not particularly being particularly loud for whatever reason.
I'm just gonna cast that as a not as a reaction, but just like, just should have had pass that actually.
Sure. Everyone go ahead and make me stealth checks with pass without.
I'm a cautious fuck.
I have advantage on mine because of my cloak. Cloak Elven kind, it's fucking rad.
I thought it was green.
Why? in God's
I said rad, not red. Fucking ratio.
I stand by my statement.
Ratio?
Don't worry about it. Don't get into it, please. Cool. 26.
23. Let's go.
Moyle as well.
Yeah, I'm rolling.
I'm assuming that charisma save was by accident.
Yes. 15.
Yeah. Okay. So easy enough. You guys are silent as can be. As you turn the corner, you initially don't see anything, but as you kind of are creeping around and trying to stay as close to cover as you can out of sight, from around a rock, you do make out in the shadows, kind of beyond your dark vision, a figure kind of move from behind the rock, carrying something, And this figure is large. It's probably 15 feet tall, hunched over, very imposing silhouette. It's got like the weird like reverse legs that like goats have. Hulking figure, and you can make out two sets of arms. One set large and dominant, the other set kind of more small and vestigial.
Fuck.
It's hard to make out much detail other than the silhouette, though, at this distance. Your dark vision is not quite as far as that to be able to make out more.
Is there a path around this thing, or is it just like squarely in our way?
The cavern is very wide. It's not like the caverns that you traveled through before, where it's like wide enough for four of you. It's wide enough for like wagons and carts to go through easily, side by side. This is like a 2-lane highway easily. So there's plenty of room for you to maneuver. The question is whether or not it will notice you as you move.
Just stay cool as a cucumber, y'all.
Does it give off the same vibe as Core Spawn do, like magically?
No, the core spawn are bioluminescent in a lot of cases because of their transformation due to like exposure to core light. This thing is not bioluminescent. This thing is definitely a stick to the shadows, you can't see me kind of thing, but it is not trying to be stealthy at the moment. It seems like just from observing it for a minute or so now, it seems like it's caught something and is in the process of like ripping it apart and eating it.
Well, while it's fucking distracted, let's move about our way.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make me stealth checks as you move.
Don't want to catch a case.
We
That's
still
what we
have
can
a
ask.
passive
Don't
person.
You still have pass without. That's yeah. You still
Don't
have your
suppose we can get advantage because it's preoccupied with food.
No, I'm rolling it against its passive perception, is what I'm doing.
Oh, well, that's a 13 for somebody.
Oh shit.
All right. That's a 30.
Very nice.
Hey, I can do it too.
Apparently, shit. 17, 27. And Moyle.
I can't. It's not. Let me fucking. There we go.
Simmer.
Disadvantage. Disadvantage.
13.
Yep. 13 is meets it beats it. So, despite moving in very close proximity to this thing, you are able to skirt by it without it noticing you for the most part.
Since we get closer, do we get a better look at it?
Yes, that's what I was about to do. So, this thing it's a hulking creature with like pale like grayish purple skin, piercing red eyes, and a mane of white hair, like bristly, unkept white hair that goes from its head like all the way down its back. Like big ass creature, easily towers over all of you. And it's ripping into what looks to be a pale white scorpion creature and taking huge bites out of it.
Do you have any art for this, or is this something you came up with?
You would actually probably know this from the last campaign, but it's the art for Dragloth.
Oh, no.
Oh, that fucking thing.
Where is it?
A Dragloth. I will put it in chat for those of you who are looking to do stuff. There you go.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, no, those aren't fun.
I hate life. Anyways.
Moving right along.
Yes.
skirting along the around this creature, putting yourself in between a rock pillar, putting yourself on the other side of a rock pillar, kind of moving around it without it being able to sense you. At one point, you have this like tense moment where, because two of you got 13s and that's his passive perception, you have like the Velociraptor moment from Jurassic Park where it kind of peeks around the corner real quick and you're like have to catch your breath and wait, and it's sniffing the air and it's trying to figure something out, but it just can't. It can't detect you. It doesn't figure you out, and eventually it goes back to consuming its scorpion, and you guys are able to move on if you wish.
I just whisper, "We fighting this thing?"
No.
No.
No, no, no. No, 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 no,
No.
no.
Hell no.
No, 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 hell no.
As you move past it, by the way, and after about a minute after you move past it and around a corner where you feel like you're kind of safe, you kind of like stop to take a breather because that was a very tense situation. And Tavanta, with your passive perception being so high, you notice on the opposite cave wall that there is a kind of a crack that you would not have noticed otherwise. That's kind of wide enough to fit a medium-sized creature if they were to squeeze through.
But otherwise, there's still a path down.
Yeah, there's still a path continuing onward.
I kind of like, because we're still close enough to the creature, I kind of like nudge Chance towards the crack and see if I can get him to see it.
Yeah, if you point it out, then the rest of you can take notice of it as well.
And I kind of gesture, do you want to like check that out real quick?
Chance will give a short nod.
Okay. Go ahead and
Because
make me a
we
perception
don't
check.
know.
Chance.
Oh, great.
What'd you say?
I said make me a perception check if Chance is going to check it out.
Can't do investigate. Have to just be perceptive.
Can I go with him? Just like,
You can also make me a perception check if you wish. As you both kind of look through the crack there.
that's a oops.
It's probably about to roll it a couple times because we're trying to be
Yeah,
a
we'll
butt.
take the 17. Don't worry about it. 17 and 22. So easily, both of you. The corridor here, the little squeeze, is it's gonna be a squeeze, but you could get through it. And on the other side, you actually managed to make out. Now that your dark vision has kind of caught up with the inside, there is an open space, kind of an ovular offshoot of the cavern that has like pillars of rock that are like really sharp pillars, almost like claws that come out of the ground at various different locations, surrounding what looks to be a stone altar in the center of the cavern, in the center of the kind of clearing, if you will.
Want to check this out? There's nothing else in the room.
Not from what you can see.
I'm just gonna take like a small stone out of my pocket and like chuck it in the room. See if anything reacts.
Okay. Stone flies through the air and then kind of echoes a little bit off the chamber. You wait. There's a pregnant pause as you wait for like 10, 15 seconds. Nothing seems to react to that.
I gesture for Televash and Flamor to kind of follow us in.
Okay.
Following.
As you guys squeeze through, the gray sand that is typically covering the floor of this cavern, either blown in from outside or fallen in from holes in the ground, and then scattered throughout this pathway, gives way to a cracked, ashen ground, solid stone. Jagged boulders, of course, jut up out of the ground like twisted fingers grasping at the cavern ceiling. And at the center, there's that stone table that sits silently, which, as you get closer, you notice the surface is stained in different places. It's darker in certain places.
No,
Oh my god.
I regret my decision.
Well, what is it? Okay, from my perspective of what I know and what my map looks like, does this match even remotely anything?
I mean, in what way? 'Cause you are in the radius of where you're looking for this thing to be.
But like this altar doesn't like fit the description of anything on the map.
No, the map is just a map. It doesn't have any like descriptions of stuff. It's just like an X marks the spot kind of thing.
With my history knowledge and my knowledge of like cultures and stuff, what does this altar strike me as?
Hard to tell from this distance. You have to get closer to figure it out.
Well, I'm not gonna fucking touch it.
Yeah, there are
Okay,
details about the altar, but you can't really quite make them out from this distance.
How tall is the room?
I would say probably 35 feet.
Is there anything on the ceiling?
No, not from what you can tell. Just stalagmites or stalactites, actually.
Sure.
The tights are the top one.
Alright.
Approach it stealthily. Just
I have a plan. I have a plan. I'm
yes.
gonna have Moyle fly closer, and I can look through his eyes to look down at the altar from above.
Getting a closer look with Moyle, especially in overhead view, you can see that there are etchings in the table surface of the altar itself. You can't quite make out the lettering, but you do make out in the center of the table, like ringed by these etchings, is a face that appears to be frozen in some form of fear or terror, like a stone face carved into the top.
Can I make any history or religion roll with this new knowledge?
No, this doesn't match any iconography that you would know.
I whispered to Flamora if she would be ever so kind as to cast detect magic.
Yeah, I'm actually like I'm describing to the rest of y'all like in a quiet whisper what I'm seeing.
But I
You're
know
fucking cautious.
Do you cast detect magic, Flamora?
yeah.
It is 30 feet, so you have to get closer to the altar to detect stuff. So I'm assuming you move into the room.
Yep.
Okay. Once you get within 30 feet of the altar, you do notice that there is a slight tinge of magic. It's not very strong. No specific spell school, but there is magic around the altar in general.
It's slightly magical.
Slightly, yeah. It's not very strong magic, and you don't pick up a magic school from it, but it's there.
I tell them this.
Who wants to go touch it?
Do you say that out loud?
No, I.
Yes.
The fuck kind of cautious cow would I be if I said that out loud, knowing Talavash?
I just look around and look at you. Okay, what are we doing?
What?
Is there any other like stuff in this room, or is it just the altar?
It's just the altar.
Tavanta's gonna like cautiously move up towards the altar.
I'm gonna sketch it down in my little notebook with my tattoo.
Okay. How close are you getting to this thing? Like right up to it, or what?
Within like 10 feet of it.
You can see that the etchings, Tavanta, on there are definitely words. I don't think you know Infernal.
I can check my languages. I'm pretty sure I know Celestial, and that's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do know Infernal,
yeah, you do. You'd have to get closer to
So
it.
do I.
and Starcow would know that I know Infernal.
Oh yeah, I would.
all tieflings by default know infernal. So
I said,
both you and Flamora.
oh, Chance.
Alright, I'm gonna cut the connection with Moyle and then approach the altar.
Written around the stone face is the phrase in Infernal, "Give of your life and the door to paradise will open for you." And you notice that inside the face's mouth, which is open, frozen in fear, there is a blood stain that is fairly fresh from what you can tell. No more than like it's definitely not like something has bled in this thing recently within the last probably week or so.
Interesting.
Only one way to know what it does. And Chance is gonna stab himself in the hand.
Oh, Jesus. I was going to pull out
Oh my god!
blood I had.
So yeah, you can kind of slash your palm and drip a little bit of blood in there and stain the altar anew. As your blood drips into the carving's open mouth, you feel a slight rumble beneath your feet, all of you. The eyes on the face begin to bleed over the tabletop, sending rivulets of blood to stain the altar anew. And slowly, with a dull, grinding noise, the top of the altar slides aside to reveal a staircase that spirals downward into darkness.
I think we found the thing.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And Infernal. That's an interesting choice.
I come to talk with you again.
Is there a difference in dialect or affectation between devils and demons? And
Yeah, Abyssal and Infernal are the two. Abyssal is demons, Infernal is devils.
so this is definitely like devil writing.
Also, as the stone slab kind of slides away, I need all of you to make wisdom saving throws. Everyone.
Of course you do.
Yeah, and
I'm
Bill.
going to use wheel.
24.
What are we doing?
Wisdom saving throws. This is not a charm effect.
Great.
Well, I'm boned.
25.
Yeah, told you I was boned.
I mean, with that attitude.
I rolled a 5.
Why do you have
And I
advantage on
rolled a
wisdom save,
six.
Dalavesh?
I
Wait,
mean,
what?
this is a gambling game.
I rolled 6.
Wait, what'd you say, Vijay?
Why does Dalavesh have advantage on the wisdom save?
Because of my racial.
What does your racial specifically say?
Give me 1 second.
You're on both counts.
Okay. Is that the actual text from the book? 'Cause that's
It's
funny if it
actual
is.
text.
That's ridiculous. All right, cool. So, Dalavesh and Tavanta, you both save. Flamora, Chance, and Moyle, you are considered baned.
Oh no.
Oh.
Could a dispel magic dispel this?
No. Well, technically yes, but you'd have to roll for it.
Can I make a Arcana check to see if there's any other way?
You don't know that the effect has happened. There's
That
no
is also
visual.
true.
There's no visual indication that that is the case, except
The
to
only person
Flamora.
who-
Flamora,
How long does
with your
it
detect
last?
magic up. Hold on, Flamora, with your detect magic up, you notice that when the tomb opened, the magic about the altar not only flared up to move the tomb aside, but you noticed what I can only describe as a magic shadow, only perceivable to those who can see the magic happen, kind of reach out and grab onto your own shadows, or attempt to. Starcow and Dalavesh were able to avoid it. The shadows didn't quite grasp them hard enough to affect them, but you, Chance, and Moyle definitely, as soon as your shadows are grabbed, you notice that there's this odd, very deep purple, almost black energy surrounding just like as a general aura.
I tell him that this has happened.
Well, then. Something grabbed your shadows, and I don't actually have Dispel Magic. That's on me. Sorry.
So, it's unsurprising that these things had a curse.
I do have lesser, if that. But that's a disease, a condition, and the condition can be blinded, deaf, and paralyzed. No, I ain't got nothing for y'all today.
How long? Sorry, am I?
You don't know.
If there is a magical effect on you guys, I cannot do anything about it right now. We could take a chance and wait it out, or we could press on.
Oh, it's best. No. We don't know how long it lasts, and there's a chance that the altar will close, and then we'll just be back to square one.
It is your quest.
I say we continue on.
Wait, there was a square.
What?
He said there was a square.
I don't know. So as you continue onward, I will go ahead and put you on the map now. I believe this is set up correctly. Yes. Cool.
I just realized it was all the the two tieflings and the devil that got affected. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Irony is not lost on me.
That's
So-
great. I love that.
At the bottom of the stairs is a chamber with a low ceiling lit by 4 torches in sconces on pillars spaced throughout the room. On the floor, a scuffed magical circle surrounds an area of ground that bears fresh scorch marks in the shape of footprints. At the edges of the chamber, yellowed parchment and dusty tomes sit on tables made of rotted wood. On the far end of the room, a small alcove contains another spiral staircase leading further down.
Well, who left? Oh, shit.
How recent do these scorch marks look? As someone who's rather well experienced in terms of fire.
Make an investigation check.
Hey, you got your investigation check, buddy.
No, yeah, but I have a bane. I mean, I think it's
You know what? I'll give you
right?
2. Give either investigation or arcana. There's 2 different informations you can get from this.
By the way, I'm at a -1d4, aren't I? With
Yes,
Bane.
you are baned currently. If you want to make that a global on your thing, that would help.
Motherfucker. I am on my phone.
Oh yeah. Well, do you have bless? If you have bless on there, just tick bless. And we'll just subtract it. It's the same thing.
You're playing this on a phone? You're a braver man than I am.
He is today because of being bedridden. Normally that wouldn't be an issue, but he's sick, so
COVID, man. What can I say?
yeah. It's a bitch. 14. Okay. Minus your
That
D4.
did not that did not roll the d4.
Yeah.
You know, I think that the fuck.
Sure. So we'll call it a 10. Just for the sake of brevity.
Oh, why did it roll? Why did it roll twice? Okay.
I don't know. It's fine. Arcana 14 was the first one that was correct, so we'll take that minus the 4 that Starcow rolled. We'll make it a 10. With a 10, it's hard to tell when these were made. They are... Like, it's easy to tell that there's no dust covering it. So, like, unlike the other stuff in this chamber, it's dust-free, which means that it was fairly recent. but beyond that, you can't really tell time frame, and you don't really know what made scorch marks in the shape of feet.
I mean,
The scorch
I'm
pattern
fairly
is
certain.
the scorch pattern is inconsistent with normal fire. I'll give you that.
So it's hellfire. This is some devil demon shit. That's pretty fucking obvious. I'm not even
You
gonna
don't
say
know.
I'm metagaming here. I think Chance could just say, yeah, I know this.
Well, you don't know. It could be a number of things. It could be specific spell fire. It could be alchemist's fire. You're unsure. It could be chemical. You don't know for sure.
With everything that's here, it's devil. It's hellfire.
He can make assumption, yes. He doesn't know. He
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be very confident in his assumption, but he doesn't know for sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying you don't have a certainty about that. But if you want to,
Yeah, let's
you know,
check
make a
those
guess, you can.
yellowed books or whatever the fuck they were.
Those books they're written in a combination of infernal and abyssal. It's a cipher that switches between the two. So deciphering it would
okay.
require an intelligence check, and it would require you to know both languages to get the full thing.
Anybody know
Oh,
Abyssal?
copy.
I do, sir, but I am not there at the moment.
Comprehend languages.
Oh no, he's haunting us from beyond.
No.
Like you said, Flamora,
Yeah, you say comprehend languages? Is that what you cast?
Archaeologist over here knows comprehend language. Come.
Okay, are you spending 10 minutes to do this, or are you just casting it?
I'll cast it.
Easy enough. Comprehend languages. I will say that will give you a lower DC on the check to decipher it. Make a general intelligence check.
Okay.
Since we're not taking time for this, can I give him guidance?
Sure.
You
Can
have
I-
my guidance.
investigate the magical circle.
Yes. Make either an Arcana or an Investigation check. Whichever one you pick will give different information.
Understood.
Goddamn.
They are both the same to me, so I'm gonna roll Arcana and give myself Cosmic Omen.
10.
Also, remember to roll your Bane, Flamara, when you do this.
Oh.
Stark
Flamara's not
affected, so-
Oh no, Fulmer is banned.
Yeah, Flamara is.
7.
So 3. So you rolled a 3 for the bonus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now roll the Bane.
That was the
She
base.
just did.
Oh, okay.
But you
Oh,
also
so it doesn't
have
matter.
guidance.
So it's a 7. Okay, I see.
Yeah, but
Yeah, the D4s canceled themselves out. She rolled a 3 on the bonus and a 3 on the minus. Natural 20, 23 Arcana. This was a magical circle that was meant to contain things, but it has been scuffed out. About half of the circle has been scuffed to make it no longer useful. Like the chalk and silver powder that was used to create this thing has been essentially destroyed. The magical effect. So it at one point probably contained something, but whatever it is no longer in this chamber and got out by something scraping the circle away.
Can I determine from like the specific inscriptions or something what was meant to be contained?
You did not figure out the book. Flamora with a 7, unfortunately, you're unable to decipher most of it. Judging by diagrams alone, you think there was some kind of ritual or magic process that was performed either here or elsewhere, but you're unsure as to what the nature of that was or what was in this circle specifically.
All right. We can just keep that book and we can try again.
Sure.
Is there anything else in here of import?
There is an open chest on the far wall in the top right corner.
Yup.
Looking inside, the lock appears to have been broken open, and the chest is wide open for looking into. It's mostly empty. There is a pouch that has been kind of ripped, and its contents spilled over the bottom of the chest. What looks to be a small amount of that chalk and silver powder combo. Same thing as in the magic circle.
I mean, I could use some chalk and silver shit.
There's not enough to make a full casting of magic circle. It's enough to like say that it was held in this chest, like this was a storage chest for that kind of material. But there's not a lot left. There's like a thin coating, like a pinch spread throughout the bottom of this.
Something was kept here, and this is a magic circle, like a containing magic circle.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, broke the. I'm like saying it out loud for everybody.
And even with a natural 23 Arcana, you know that's like even specifics about how the spell was cast. You know that the circle was inverted to keep something in, not to keep things out.
Right.
So.
I have an odd question, VG.
Yeah.
Is this circle at all similar to a summoner's circle?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean,
Like-
magic circles for summoning creatures are standard practice. For the most
No, I mean specifically for a summoner.
part.
Yeah.
Make an Arcana check.
Don't forget, you have Bane.
Don't.
Yep.
I'd ask
Weapon-
for advantage because, like, I am a summoner. I know what a summoner circle looks like,
No.
especially an infernal one.
No, this is a normal Arcana check to figure it out. You don't get special treatment.
Man,
Not
fair
in this
enough, I
case.
suppose. I'll use this because it gets at least one.
Okay, so we're looking at an 8.
Fuck this Bay, man. And fuck these dice too. Well, I want to test something. I just want to test something real quick. I just want to test theory. Nope. Okay, I know.
Did you not make a daily sacrifice to your dice god? Because I'm just saying, I sacrifice chicken for it. Usually helps.
Throw it into the fire.
Bruh, I have hardly been able to get out of bed all day. Do not test me. I will use your skull as a codpiece.
I like
Your
how you're.
threats mean nothing.
I like how you immediately went to. I couldn't make a sacrifice to the dice gods. I've been bedridden. Like that's still a completely logical thing to have done. All right, so yeah, with an 8, the most you can really glean from it, given the fact that the circle is half destroyed, is that it seems a little too big to be a summoner circle. Like normally when you do your thing with Moyle, it's like a smaller area. You wouldn't need something that big to contain Moyle, just to bring him here. This
You know
was
what? I'm gonna
used
be
to
a
hold
little
something
goofy.
else.
I'm gonna ask Moyle. Hey, Moyle, what do you think of this?
I think it's shoddy craftsmanship if it can be destroyed that easily. Though, I will say, I would hate to be trapped inside that for all eternity, even if it is bigger than what I usually get.
Honestly, I'd hate to be whoever trapped whatever was in there. So that's how you. There are few things as scary as a very angry devil.
It matters for mortals more than it does for my kind, let's say. After a while, it really just gets boring. There's nothing for you to do.
I mean, you guys can still be pretty fucking creative when you're trying to inflict as much pain as possible.
He just shrugs.
I've seen what you do to rabbits.
Yeah, he's nonplussed. Okay. Anything else you guys are doing here?
Down we go.
I would suggest Moyle leads.
Hold on. Don't move things yet. Move them when I'm done moving here real quick. Okay. Through a set of open, rotting wooden double doors at the bottom of the next staircase is a second chamber with an altar off to the side of the room. 3 skeletons lie at the foot of the altar dressed in familiar-looking robes. The same robes that you've seen Conlia dressed in during your time with her. But all three of them. On the small altar in front of them sits an open tome illuminated by a number of... Oh, you just shut the door. Illuminated by a number of lit candles dripping wet red wax onto the floor and tabletop.
So lit, like Reese. Okay. Well, you fuckers move so I can.
As Moyle steps into the room, the skeletons almost silently begin to stir and stand.
Oh, fuck.
However, though they are brandishing weapons, they do not move to attack you. They only mean to block your way forward to the tome. They make no aggressive moves towards you as of yet.
I'm just gonna close
Chipko, look at Devonta. Are you going to complain if I say we take out the skeletons, or are you going to? Or it's going to be nothing like the kobold.
Bossy with me.
The one in the back, who has kind of the wide-brimmed wizard hat-looking thing, speaks in a language that I believe only Flamora can currently understand. Doesn't mean that you know what it is, but you understand it as do not approach the altar. Give
What's
it a
the
wide
language?
berth. You don't know. I don't think you can learn that with comprehend languages.
Okay.
Yeah, fair. I know Celestial, Infernal, Elvish, and Common, so.
Yeah, this is not an option that you would be able to pick at the start of the game. This is something that you would have to either research. Yeah, basically it's something that you would have to research or have already researched to know what it is.
He's saying don't approach the altar.
Can you?
I cannot
What is
speak
this
his
place?
language.
Yes.
The skeletons don't say anything. They're empty eye sockets trained on your group, blocking your way forward.
Are they blocking us from going past them, or are they just blocking us from going to the book? Like,
Just-
we leave
just
the book
from the
alone to
book.
block past.
Just from the book. They're leaving you a wide enough berth to go around them. They are only concerned with blocking off the altar.
We smashing these?
Not
I
yet.
don't-
We'll come,
No.
we can come back.
Fair enough.
They aren't exactly going anywhere.
Just move right along.
Midline you up again?
I want to hold on. I just want to see how, like, if I get it like around here-ish, and like about here, like, do they react?
They're moving the whole time to like face you and block you.
Right.
Like a
But can I
wall of
see-
linebackers, but other than that, they don't do anything else.
Can I see the book like a little bit clearer?
You have a high perception check. I will give you the option to try and read the book if you wish. From where you are. I will give you perception with disadvantage. Because they are trying to block your way, so.
Can I say something right quick as we're passing by them? So I feel like being sassy.
Don't piss them off.
You can if you want to.
Sass away. I dare you. Sass
In
away.
Infernal, Chance could say, you know Conley is still running around, right?
They
The
don't
perception.
react to that.
Gonna roll. D6. What I get? Got a 4. Come on, baby. 16 plus 4 is 20.
Okay. You do manage to catch a glimpse of it, and as you're trying to read it, 8,
Ow.
13, 14, and 11. You take 25 points of psychic damage.
Oh.
The words on the page themselves, as you attempt to read them, burn into your mind. And while you're unable to decipher what the book says, you definitely took a big chunk of pain from that. You almost like you double over in pain, clutching your forehead.
Tavante like stumbles back onto his like ass and like kind of like holds his head. It's a bad book. It's a bad book. Don't read the book. That's a bad book.
Dalavesh,
Very concerned face.
Dalavesh just looks at Savanta, said, snorts at him, and said, "I already knew books were bad for you."
Mm-hmm.
It's an ancient magic book, probably cursed by several devils and/or demons. I get the feeling that any book with that kind of background would be bad, regardless of context.
What?
You
No,
can't just read to a book a second ago with no hesitation. Fuck you.
Yes, because I'm a historian. We don't make good decisions.
I meant all books.
Speak
in
for
general.
yourself.
Okay, I'll rephrase. I'm an antiquarian. We collect old shit by default.
It's worth noting also, by the way, that when you double over in pain, reacting to the book, the skeletons move into an even tighter formation, blocking your view of it entirely.
Yeah, no, cool. I'm sorry, guys. No, you're just doing a super tight job of protecting people. That's good.
See
Get
what
me
that
out here.
book actually says.
I'm just gonna. It's. Was it in a language I could?
You didn't get anything. You just got pain.
It was. It was. I saw the words and then, my brain really hurts.
Yeah,
And so
the
no.
pain was so blinding you don't even remember anything that you would have seen otherwise.
Just gonna do a thing real quick. Just real quick, like.
See, books are bad for your health.
Gonna munch on those 25 good berries you got.
Yeah, remember you took 25.
25. Yeah, I'm at 27 right now.
Okay. So there you go.
Yikes! Don't read books, guys. They're bad for you.
Don't read cursed bullshit books.
This has been Tavanta's Daily Tips. Don't read.
New audiobooks are way better.
Yeah.
I disagree fundamentally, but okay.
I mean, I do too. I do too. Audiobooks have their place, but I also like the written, so I was saying that for the meme.
I prefer audiobooks.
Through another set of ancient double doors. A relatively bare, blood-stained chamber holds the bodies of 3 more acolytes, their bodies bent and twisted at odd angles at the foot of a 12-foot-tall statue. The
They
statue,
skeletons too, or they actually got meat on them?
they're essentially mummified, like they might as well be skeletal, but there's still some skin on them. And it looks like they've taken a great amount of battle damage too.
At this point, Dalavesh is going to pull out his shield and his quarterstaff's like, yeah, this place is bad.
So the statue depicts a gruesome horned figure with a hulking frame, sharp fangs, and a snarl frozen upon its face. In one hand, it holds a battle axe made of stone and stained with blood. In the other hand, it holds an iron basin.
Chance is gonna lean over to Moyle. Don't suppose you recognize that guy, do you?
You could have Moyle make a history check, I suppose. Actually, no, he would make it. It would be an Arcana check.
I don't know. I think Amoy would make a sass check. Say, Master, I don't know every demons we meet.
Master, I don't know every demon we meet.
Well, you have a better chance than me because you talk to more of them. Well, probably more like rip them a pod.
That's a 4.
Do I know any historical references to this thing?
Make an Arcana check.
I'm not even going to try and roll for this. 'Cause I'm willing to bet I know fucking all.
I would
There
know
were none-
fuck it all about this thing.
If you want to know what it's depicting, you can make an Arcana check. Anyone who does.
I looked up at the sky. I don't know what the shit this shit is. Go for more.
26.
Minus D4.
22 with Bane. So
That was.
20.
30, 20.
Hey,
Yeah, easy enough. This thing is a depiction of a pit fiend.
Oh
oh,
fuck.
Oh, God.
Would I know
Hey,
what a pit fiend is?
The general, the guy,
Probably
the
not.
general.
Though if your tribe has had stories of devils and demons, then you may have had them like something similar described to you over the history. So if you want to make an Arcana check to maybe figure out that this is one of them.
I don't
Savanta,
think.
we may want to turn around, to be quite frank with you.
I mean, I was done at the book, so if
Because
I'm here for you,
that-
buddy.
that statue is depicting a pit fiend. And a pit fiend is a rather powerful devil.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Let's just say I rolled 9. Okay.
It didn't make it. Yeah. Nothing about that specific statue seems familiar to you from any stories you would have heard.
And pit fiends make Moyle look like a soft kitten.
Never mind. I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
There is, by the way, another intact magical circle in the center of this room as well.
It's intact. The inward or outward?
Inward. Though, well, I mean, it's not necessarily. You know what? I spoke incorrectly. This is not a magical circle to keep things out or in. This is a magic circle to summon.
Okay. I think
I don't know if there's a. Oh, you go ahead, Flamore.
I don't think it's maybe active, but I don't want to find out if I'm wrong.
Is there a way to check if a summoning circle's been used, or if like?
In this
How
instance, no. I would say if you want to inspect the magic circle with an Arcana check, you could maybe figure out how to work it.
I don't.
Lola
think-
Mao, if anything, I'd want to know how to break it.
What if breaking it makes the thing that was summoned go berserk? I'm just saying there are spells like that.
I mean, breaking it is easy as dispel magic. So
Oh yes, thing none of us have. That's not even on my fucking spell list.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of it if I wanted to.
yeah, you're a conjurer and an evoker for the most part. It didn't really give you counter magic per se.
I don't have that
Everyone be
either.
extremely fucking careful around that thing, because there is a intact summoning circle that could just spawn whatever thing out of the hell
Or abyss.
or the
We
abyss.
don't know if they. We don't know if they discriminate.
Yeah, we don't discriminate around here. It could be two flavors.
Could be the Night Hells, could be the abyss, could be anywhere really, but none of it pleasant and nothing we want to fuck with.
Do you want to turn back?
No,
Tavant is like seriously like, do you want to turn back?
no. As much as that's probably the smart move, this is still the only little lead we got to what I'm after. But too long. Got too much writing on this.
What do you mean dispel magic?
I'm almost,
Closing it open.
stop
the
it!
door.
I'm on the other side. Stop that.
Slamming the door shut in Tavanta's face over and over again for no reason.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, can we just skirt along the side of the summoning circle and not touch it?
Yeah. Do you want to try and figure out how to work it as you're going by, just by looking at it?
Sure. That's gonna be perception, I assume, or an arcana.
It'd be Arcana.
Can I skirt around it and go towards this cultist over here and see if they have anything on them?
It's not a
23.
cultist. It's a cleric. 23.
Sacrifice.
Yes. So Tavanta, make me an investigation check on that thing while I tell Chance what this does. Easy enough to figure out, even with the bane on you. If this whole temple so far has been about blood sacrifice. If you were to sacrifice more blood at that altar, it could potentially summon something in the center of that circle. It looks like it is, while it is powered by blood, the amount of blood that you use determines the effect, the strength of the magic.
No one bleed on it.
I look at Chance and point at the circles. So this circle we want to destroy, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what do we do? Just step on the circle and just,
No, it's not as simple as that.
Yeah. In this case, it's not as easily scuffed as a magic circle spell would be.
Okay. Let me put it this way, Dalash. You know how magic items are generally much more durable than the normal non-magical counterparts?
yeah.
That's this. Same logic applies here. The only way that we're destroying this is if we had a way of dispelling the magic, which I don't know if any of us do. Probably not.
Oh, you mean like this?
Sure. make a roll for me, because this is higher than what the spell's base level is.
I'm guessing just straight up wisdom.
It's an ability check using your spellcasting ability, so it's straight up wisdom check. Yes.
Yay!
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're like this, and then like sparks fly from your hands, and then nothing happens. It's very anticlimactic.
Wait, somebody said what? Chrono shift?
Chrono shift.
Okay.
What does that do?
You get to
Roll
reroll
again.
your-
Make it again.
Yeah. Sparks fly, nothing happens.
I tried.
Declare this wheel. Nope, that's
Sparks fly, nothing happens.
God
I-
damn.
Dalavesh look at his hand. It's like, look at the circle. It's like, wait a minute. This usually works. Let me try one more time.
Once more.
Yeah, wisdom check.
Natural one.
Oh, I got it.
If anything, even worse.
Yep.
You get like barely any sparks this time. The magic is just too strong to affect with those two spells.
Huh.
Tavanta, in the meantime, while you're searching the cleric, you do find a holy symbol on them. This holy symbol, if I can pull up my notes here. The holy symbol is of a hammer and chisel striking stone.
Oh.
For those of us who are not drowning in D&D lore.
I mean, putting two and two together, make a religion check. Not a high DC. Get higher than 10 and I'll tell you what it is.
Understood. Give me a second, because navigating is fun.
Perfect.
I was expecting you to roll like a 2.
Yeah, it's good enough. It's a holy symbol of Kavir, the goddess of civilization. Same god that Conley follows.
That doesn't sound horrible. Why did everyone go, ugh?
Because that's not like a devil worship. These were people that got sacrificed by cultists. So
By the way,
Yeah.
there's the ground. How recent is that?
Very. Like within a week. Same as the rest of the blood that you've seen so far.
Cool. Let's
I will also
continue.
say that just passive perception wise, as you guys are moving throughout the room, there are puddles of odd, like pale greenish white liquid near each of the 3 bodies.
I hate it, but I'm just gonna put it in a vial and question it later.
Okay. Please do not put vial of cum in your thing. Put just vial of liquid from devil thing or whatever you want to call it.
That would be a chance move, not me. How dare you?
Damn. Calling you out like that?
Are you moving away from this chamber?
Yep.
Dalabash at this while everybody was doing that was checking his like a pouch with the spell components. Like, why the fuck doesn't this work? This usually works.
Magic.
Okay. Within this chamber, the bodies of 4 skeletal corpses dressed in gauze are laid out on stone tables. Large, blood-stained grooves are carved into the floor in arcane patterns, and the entire space still carries with it a tinge of iron in the air. On the floor, at the end of the room, lies the corpse of a creature, slain with arrows, surrounded by a pool of inky, congealed blood. It appears to be dressed in a long black robe, covered in a mantle of raven's feathers, and a wide-brimmed hat. It sports a long, wrinkled beak with 2 glassy eyes that stare lifelessly at the ceiling.
Do those arrows look familiar at all?
No, not particularly.
Like, has someone I've encountered before used those particular fletching?
No, these you don't recognize these as anyone's particular mark.
I had to ask because I'm getting some slight punches here.
Yep.
I can't see what's going on, guys.
Move into the room and find out.
Fuckers move.
You know that old saying, fuck around and find out.
Oh, that's a. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a thing.
Mm.
I mean, those are bodies encased on top of altars. Those channels, do they look full?
They're blood-stained, but they are not full of blood.
What can I see is this? Like, there are little white things. I can't tell if they're like objects on top. Oh, they're skulls. They're skulls.
Oh yeah, those are 4 skulls that are set up kind of in that magical circle area there.
Let's keep it moving, people. Let's try and get through this quick. I'll look at the magic circle as we try and cross it.
Okay. Another Arcana check. 10. You don't really know what the purpose of this particular one is. However, even with that roll, even with a 6, you can tell that the arrows that were used to kill the creature are somewhat magical.
Can I make a roll see if I know what the fuck this creature even is?
I guess it would be an intelligence check. Straight up intelligence.
A very Kenku.
You have no idea. Don't even bother rolling Bane.
My dice are just saying no today. Makes sense, I suppose.
Good rolls, man.
Poor unfortunate souls.
Get out of here, Ursula.
The intelligence check goes for everybody, by the way, if you want to figure it out.
I like rolling dice.
I'd be wondering why you're playing D&D if you don't.
I am smart.
I play D&D because I have a gambling addiction.
SMRT.
All right, Devonta. Flamora. Show us out of this hell.
Yay!
Yay!
This makes
You delivered.
sense.
Holy fuck.
This makes sense. A natural 20, like, that's perfectly fine. Now also make me a history check as well.
Oh no.
Depending
I
on what you
prefer
get, I can give you
those.
more information.
Damn it! I just closed out of that, you fucker.
As Captain America would say, language.
This creature itself is known as a Darkfeather, and you are familiar with them because on Genus, on the moon, in your particular area, there's the Darkwood, which you guys passed through in the first session. These creatures typically like to hang around that area, posing as plague doctors, which is apparent by the dress, the hat. The beak is organic, so it's meant to just kind of appear like a plague doctor, but it's actually something a little bit more sinister. You don't really know much else about it other than what it is. However, you can tell that if you were to cut its head off and take its skull, you could craft a poison with it.
Tavanta walks forward without saying anything about what the creature is, and grabs a scythe and just starts hacking at its head.
Okay, easy enough.
I have a question. How is this figured out?
You're going to explain, Tavanta, why you're just doing what Moyle would do to a corpse?
You don't. Tavanta kind of looks at Chance, like cocks his head, and is like, around our camp, you could see some of these.
Out of game, you do know that Flamora knows, and so does Dalavesh, right?
No, Dalavesh doesn't know. Dalavesh is the only one that doesn't know.
How does it feel? No.
I don't know because I don't know.
The fact that
If you cut off the head, you can it's an ingredient for a rather. These are called dark wings.
Dark feather,
Dark feathers.
not
You heard
Darkwing
me.
Duck.
I have a question. How the fuck was that figured out? Who figured out tearing off someone's head and putting it into something that makes it a poison?
Well, how does anyone figure out anything?
I must wonder who had the initial idea for that, but you know what? I can't. They were probably rather insane, but it worked. So
The earliest alchemists, I assume, were people who went and found random objects and parts of animals, mashed it up and see what happened. That's literally the basis of most scientific discovery without.
Yeah.
now
the-
I'm just thinking how many of them were just looking for a good trip and then just wound up.
Well, you
And-
know the modus operandi of these creatures. They are twisted by magical disease, essentially, into becoming these creatures. And what they will do is, because they can pass off as plague doctors in some instances, they will travel to towns and treat the sick. And what they will actually do is the sick will get better, but eventually just die. They'll get better for a time, and then they will die off of poison. And then the dark feather will return to their victim and drink the liquefied remains of the victim. That's how they feed.
I
They pretend
explained
to
this.
cure. They pretend to cure so that they can kill and eat.
Okay.
Oh damn!
I think I found something more evil than you, Moyle.
I don't know. I feel like Moyle's creative.
Yeah, but Moyle's more upfront about it.
I don't know. He did pluck clean 2 Aarakocra.
That was just funny.
I'm
That
not to
was-
the Aarakocra.
Look, those bird brains were assholes. They deserved it.
Just saying. Anyway, now that Talavash, can I see bag of hold? Because there's no. pack?
Yeah. I mean, I think I cleaned it out.
All right, I'm just gonna drop it in there and then like get a towelette and wipe my hands clean.
Let's keep it moving.
Stain the towel black.
Blick.
Don't move, please. Do not move. Please. Do not move, please. Do not move, please. Do not move. Do not move. Do not move, please, as I move you. All right.
Ah, Jesus.
Okay.
We're hopping around this map so goddamn much. Give me a second. Can't scroll.
At the bottom of this staircase, the simple chamber before you is covered in runic carvings from floor to ceiling. In the center of the room,
this is certainly familiar.
in the center of the room, a stagnant pool of dark crimson ichor sits, undisturbed and still.
Hey, Devin, you remember this?
Now I'm flashbacks.
Why role playing? What's going on with you? Thank you.
I'm not touching it.
Yeah, let's do not touch that. If anything, Moyle, Flamora, we're doing a flyover. We are not touching that. One way or another, I don't even need to know what that is to know that touching that in any shape, form, or fashion, bad fucking idea.
It has a face in it. I don't want to touch it.
Like, take a second here. What the fuck is... What?
What the fuck?
What are you hoping to find here? I don't think whatever you find here is gonna be good.
I don't think there's a wine in the pool.
Look, this is very clearly not what I was after, but I don't think it is. But at the same time, we've come too far to turn back now at this point.
I mean, no, hey. I am fully capable. I have legs. We can leave.
Also, Tavanta, you saw the robes the skeletons were wearing.
I'm fully aware. So?
While they're arguing, I lean over to Flormar and say, "Why are they arguing? Why can't we just go back? I'm confused."
At this point, I'm more morbidly curious and want to find out what's at the end of this thing.
Things about curiosity and cats for a reason.
You're right, but we're not cats. We're cats with fireballs.
They're cats.
And okay, to explain to you two, because you weren't here for this, a friend of, well, you met her on the ships. Lamora's a friend of mine. Those cultists back there have the same kind of robe she does. She had some stuff happen to her here in Arval, and I think we may have just found the place that it happened at.
I think you said the wrong name there, buddy.
You said Flormar.
Conley. And
I
also,
meant
they're
to
not
say,
cultists.
I meant to say Conley. I'm sorry.
They're acolytes, not cultists. The difference is that their god has a franchise.
Yeah, I was about to say that's religion, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an established religion. It's not a cult.
You know, VG, I don't particularly care for the difference right now with this shit.
I mean, you still don't know what any of this does, so.
What? So I'm seeing swirling faces in the blood.
Oh no.
Are those actually swirling faces, or is that just aesthetic that you wanted?
It came with the map.
Okay.
It's a pool of stagnant blood, is what it's supposed to be.
But yeah,
Okay.
my friend Conlia, she had some stuff happen, and I'm fairly certain it's happened here. If we can find out what happened here, we can maybe go back to her, let her know, hey, this is what happened here. We found the stuff you could use this.
I really hope this isn't what your map led to, because I don't think anything good could come of this place. But sure, let's continue.
Like, despite appearances, I am capable of actually caring for my friends.
I didn't say not. I did. That was not called for. We'll say. I'm about to say we should have a backup plan for like expeditious escape.
We do. if it gets to bad where if it gets as bad as it very well could be, we have that. And I point to Moyle's mace.
Get the mace.
I'm gonna look at my spells to see what else.
What's so good about it, man? It seems quite like it's a good flail.
Okay. Oh yeah, you weren't here for that either. Look, we helped out some Fae. We have a favor from an Archfey. Okay, no strings attached.
Oh.
We're owed one whole favor from a Fae King.
Got it. Understood now.
We've had that in our back. We've had that in our back pocket this whole time, and we haven't either A, not used it because it hasn't been warranted, or quite frankly forgotten about it.
Don't say we.
Tamonta, if you tell me right now you do not forget about it, I will call you a liar.
I wasn't there for the session. We got it, and I hadn't watched. But yes, we have a favor from a Fae King, no strings attached, which, when it comes to Fae, is rare.
Let's
You
keep
can
going.
You can confirm or deny. You can confirm or deny your leader string.
Can I roll Arcana to see if the Fae gives out favors without a catch?
Sure.
Or if I know what the hell the Faes are actually.
I think that would be a history check, probably. You'd have to like recall a story about them.
Haha! Slightly better.
I mean, you're vaguely aware of making deals with creatures. Oftentimes in stories has a monkey's paw thing to it.
But there's also the fact that we are just directly owed a favor, and Fae tend to be a bit like.
Yeah, you're not aware of the nature of their deal,
Alright.
so it's hard to say whether or not it's beneficial to everyone or not.
Elders told us that Fae deal always have a catch.
Normally it'd be right. Dalvash and I'd be just as cautious as you, but we help them out, and they owe us. And when it comes to Fae, that's the kicker. The fact that they owe us.
I would still be cautious, but generally, yeah.
I think the leader man is too confident.
Hey, Strang, you could pipe up and confirm or deny any of these. Because the base is sentient, by the way. I hope none of you have. I hope some of you have caught that by this point.
The mace on the end of Moyle's belt essentially is a jack-o'-lantern with a big pumpkin string attached to it. And the jack-o'-lantern speaks like when you address it, but typically doesn't do anything but laugh when it's fighting stuff. But it does speak up and it says, "Well, I don't know what deal you made with the king, but certainly you made some kind of deal, and he owes you."
Yeah, it was basically if we got a favor in return for killing the Jack and Irons.
Dalvash's eyes a little bit twitch. It's like
We killed a giant, and in return we got a favor from a Fae King. So that's about what we got. So if things get things get incredibly bad, and we need a quick out, we have that in our back pockets. Unless we're on some extra dimensional plane, then we're fucked.
okay, I have a question. Who made this deal?
Wasn't so much a deal as it was they offered it to you.
It wasn't so much of a deal, and more offer made after we did them a favor first.
So who did the favor out of all four of us? Because I wasn't there.
Two of us.
So you two are fine. Got it.
I'm fairly certain if we asked, "Hey, get us out of here," that would work for all of us. Specific with our wording.
I'm trying to see if I have to. I have the wisdom score to finish the next sentence I want to say. Would that be wisdom or charisma? Intelligence.
I don't
You know what I'm trying to say, right?
Nope. I was not paying attention. I'm answering Starcal because he's actually doing stuff.
Well, excuse me for wanting to role play. Shit.
No, I know. He's actively searching the room, so I'm giving him checks to make if he has stuff. This goes for Flamora too. Your comprehend languages last for what, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're probably at the tail end of it at this point. So you could, if you wanted to, attempt to decipher the runes that are written around the room.
Yeah, sure, why not?
It's a straight intelligence check.
But when we cross that, no one touch the blood. Everyone fly. Everyone needs some method of flight to go over it.
Give us a second. We're
No
looking at
worries.
things.
Okay.
Get in the
also-
bag.
Okay, so here's the thing. Faye, Tricky, they owe you a Savanta favor. Doesn't extend to
Tavanta. It is Tavanta. T motherfucker.
the cowman.
Jesus.
Okay, the cowman and you are, in that deal. Faye don't fuck around with wording. They owe you favor. Not me. Not, shit. What the hell's your name?
What?
Yes, her, Flamora.
Disrespect.
Wait, I'm only required to know my employer's name, all right?
With a 20, by the way. This chamber is very familiar to you because a lot of the inscriptions here and descriptions from the books on the first floor match up. So there's something that you can do if you were to go back and figure out what those books say, and come back down here and perform whatever ritual is in it. Something will happen.
Did Flamora take the book like I suggested?
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah. So if you were to go back in that book and kind of study it, and now that you have something to compare it to, you could, if you wanted to, make an Arcana check. It's a high DC because it's a fairly involved ritual, with a lot of chanting and stuff. But if you wanted to, you could make an Arcana check to see if you could complete the ritual.
Can I give guidance to counteract?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to do this? Because, oh god, this is sus.
Let's not while we're here. Let's just
Your call. I don't have a knowledge of
don't
what you're
perform the
doing.
ritual. Just figure out what the ritual is.
No, my problem is we already have Samantha, we have examples of like the books like actively harming us, looking at them, and knowing what these actually do might cause a similar effect. I'd rather Flamora not have her brain leak out of her nose.
I'll also give you this, by the way, since I have it written in my notes. If you want to make a medium DC Arcana check, if you get higher than a 15, I will tell you what the ritual does.
Okay.
'Cause
I'll
we
do
don't
that.
actually Do the ritual. We don't want to do the ritual.
Yeah, if you want to perform the ritual, it's a high check. But if you just want to figure out what it is, it's an Arcana check DC 15. With the knowledge
shall
that you
do
have from
that.
the book.
I believe it.
I'm not even gonna roll. I'm not even gonna roll a d4 because it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, it won't matter. This ritual is only halfway completed. You can tell by the inscriptions on the walls and the way that the room is set up that if you were to start the chant again, that is a part of this ritual, and complete it, it would summon a fiend from somewhere outside of this realm to aid you.
Oh.
It would be beholden to you, and it would do what you say. There is a specific with it. It's summon it to make a deal with it. But from what you can tell, the nature of the devil is not super crazy. Like it's not like summon the all-powerful demon Asmodeus or anything like that. It's like summon this guy that has a specific thing about him, and he can provide you with a specific boon if you were to summon him, essentially. So, up to you.
You guys want to make
Anyone
a deal with the devil?
Anyone else have the mind of setting this room on fire when we leave?
Not at all. Fireball sounds great right now.
Oh. Why is it when everyone becomes... I hate that.
I don't want to summon a fiend.
Yeah, it could be fun. It'd be a boon. Who knows, man? Sounds cool.
Sounds terrifying.
We move on.
Yes.
Easy enough to do. Hold still so I can line you up.
Sorry.
Yeah, I still stress we should probably, use some flight to go over, not be as indirect touching as possible.
It's easy enough to do. It's easy enough.
Oh
to sort
my
it out.
God.
It's not a problem. You guys can do it.
Jesus H. Christ.
I have found the perfect beast.
This chamber stinks of rot and iron, the source of which becomes apparent as soon as you reach the bottom of the stairs. A wide stone bridge spans a large roiling pool of blood. 4 statues shaped like fanged human skulls bleed ichor like macabre fountains into the bubbling liquid. On the far side of the room, you can make out another set of spiraling stairs further into the structure.
Okay. I love Conley. Conley is great. There's this meme, right? Where it's like, well, we didn't know it was going to be a TPK. What were the signs? And then it's like 10 minutes before then, hey, you shouldn't go past this place. It's very scary. And then like 20 minutes before then, and it's just these signs and signs of this shit is bad. Each room is a blatant stop sign that we're just...
Yep. So I'm not the only one who felt that.
Yeah, each one of these is a stop sign. We keep just saying, fuck it.
Glad to know I'm not the only one that felt that.
I'm just saying, like, if this is where we die, I'm not gonna be mad.
This is where we die. At least it's neat. It has character.
At this point, we deserve it if we die because we've been ignoring every single fucking sign.
This
Guys, hush. Chet's gonna look at the room, look at the rest of the group. Do we want to go back?
I'm gonna burn my wild shapes to summon an owl, and then I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on the rest of us, including the owl, so it has a +10 to its stealth. And I am going to fly it down the stairs and see what I see, and it's gonna move stealthily.
Okay. Make a stealth check for the owl.
This is the max level of caution I can conjure.
Should I make the owl invisible? Wait, do we have invisible?
You can if you want to.
Anything helps. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna do. That's a giant owl. What the fuck are the stats for an owl? Fuck me.
It's like
I poke
2 HP.
the owl and make it invisible.
The beast category is organized alphabetically, so if you scroll
Pardon
down
me
to
for a
O.
moment.
So we have an invisible owl with +10 to stealth. Sounds good. So
Yes.
roll stealth with advantage when you get the chance.
That's just gonna be. Oh, I know it's got a +3. Bam. Stealth advantage. Bomb.
Nice. 30. Yeah, the owl disappears from from sight and sound completely, and the only reason you know it even still exists is because you can feel the tether of your magic pulling at it. I'm assuming you're looking through its eyes, yeah?
Yes, I had to say, form up around me so I don't fucking die, and I'm just gonna. This is the last precaution we're gonna fucking do.
Okay. I'm just going to drag your token in there because I don't want to necessarily have to deal with the owl, since you're seeing through its eyes anyway. Final chamber. It flies silently down the stairs, and when it reaches the bottom...
Oh god, where am I?
In this final chamber, Stone steps lead upward to a tiered altar covered in dripping bone-white candles, each alight with a dim flame. A moat of blood. A moat of blood encircles the central dais, and dark crimson smears cover the floor and walls. As you approach with the owl, the flames lighting the room quiver as if against a powerful gust of wind, though the air in the chamber is still as the grave. It takes you another moment of contemplation before you notice that the breath of the owl has become visible in what little light remains, as the temperature has fallen significantly since you entered. However, with a 30 stealth check, the individuals in this room do not notice you. Two figures, dressed in armor from head to toe, one as black as a starless night and the other clad in dull gray iron, regard the rotting corpse of a massive, fiendish creature, its body splayed over the dais, peppered with arrows. Its 5 massive, spindly arms are marked with infernal runes burned upon its skin. 4 arms draped over the staircase and one protruding from the center of its chest. You can hear the 2 armored figures having a conversation over the body of this creature.
Is the creature dead?
It is 100% dead.
Okay. Because Jesus fucking Christ, that's scary.
The two individuals, one apparently female and the other one male. And you know what? I have a Pringles can, so I can kind of do like an armor thing here. Hold on. One of them says, well, it seems perhaps she's disregarded our gift. A shame. I had so much faith in her. The female pipes up and says, well, what did you expect? They didn't really exactly fit in with our little group. You didn't really give them enough time to get acclimated here. Oh, I know. I suppose I did get a little overzealous. No matter. There are plenty more where she came from.
Do I recognize either of these voices?
Yes. The black armored figure speaks with the voice of Lord Ulrich Hadrigan.
Well,
the one on his left, you could assume to be Daphne of the Iron Cross.
oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh! What?
While in my, so I can't hear or feel anything's happening to me. I just know Chances was right next to me. I tug on him and I say, I am sorry, Hadrigan and Daphne.
Chance for a hot second wants to fucking, like, for a split second, you see almost like a childlike glee. Like, I was like, I guess I was just like, I was right.
And I say very clearly, and a very large dead demon that they have killed. Or devil, I'm not sure.
Fuck.
I can't hear what my party is saying. I'm just keeping my eyes on the situation.
I'm gonna grab his hand, and I'm gonna make a chopping motion. Gotta tell him, like, come back.
I have the owl perch hidden away, and I'm gonna pull myself back out real quick.
Okay.
Normally, I would be gloating that I was right.
Raven has chance.
Time.
Normally, I would be gloating about being
Mhm.
correct, but we do not have that luxury now. I need you all. I need you all to make a decision now. Or are we fighting into this?
They were speaking of a female that they were convinced were going to join their side or something, and that
Yeah.
maybe. Do you want to engage?
I don't. Look at all this blood. Look at all those corpses. I would not be able to sleep at night if we did nothing here.
I look at the rest of the party like, these people are going hard. We don't even know. I don't even know what's okay. Could I have made an insight through my eye on what I don't? This is the player Devin not being is being like confused, kind of. Does it look like they killed the thing?
Make an insight check.
I don't want to leap to conclusions, try to kill these people, and then they're like, what the fuck, we're trying to do something good here. I can't have that on my head.
Yeah. Either way, we're going to need to confront them, because, like, there's only one way out.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, it takes me a minute to do things.
Okay,
19.
Neither of them have ranged weapons. They could not have killed this thing unless they were, like, chucking arrows like spears at the thing, like, hard. Also, among the arrows, there are crossbow bolts as well. So there were at least 2 individuals here firing arrows and crossbows at this fucking thing and killed it. They do not look like they have been harried at all. They're not covered in blood. They haven't been. They don't look like they've been in a fight. Their armor is immaculate. Their weapons are untouched.
Could I make a safe assumption? It sounds, I don't know if I would be able to determine this, but did their motives, like, did they seem sinister, or is it just like, or are they here like us? They just cleared this place the fuck out like we did.
You don't know. You don't know.
I think we need to go down there.
No idea. There's nothing that you can really glean 100% from what you heard.
Would I think it's a possibility that even though that doesn't look like they killed it, there could be companions here? They could have companions that are invisible?
I would say that there's not really a way for me to tell you yes or no on that one.
Right. That's just...
Given the information that you have, you've only seen those 2. You know that they're in the chamber, and you know that there's a dead fiend there, I will say. It doesn't ping as uniquely devilish or demonic. It's kind of just general fiend.
Okay, I'm gonna just click back to my owl like as a flash to see if they're still there.
Your owl is face to face with a red-skinned imp who snaps its neck and it's dead.
They know we're here. Prepare.
Oh,
Let's go.
I'm preparing.
I don't want that.
Let's go.
Snap. I don't want to fight him.
All of
Miles,
you
go.
make me perception checks real quick.
VG. Over here. I'm black. I have heart problems. Why are you doing this?
That's an odd correlation, but okay.
Devonta, your breath catches in your throat as you're suddenly thrust back into your body. You're like, shit. And there's nothing but complete silence. You don't hear any movement. You don't hear any voices. You don't hear any demonic chattering. Nothing. 0.
I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire on the staircase coming up immediately.
You know it's a... Oh, yes, I see. Okay. Yes, you do so, and that burst of fairy fire happens. Just a quick... does not alight anything.
I'm just gonna keep it here.
It's not a concentration spell. It's an instantaneous, right?
I'll ping it for you.
Yeah, concentration to hold it on someone if it hits it, but it's an instantaneous effect if there was something there. So it's a burst of fire, and if it hits something, you hold concentration on it. It did not hit anything.
That is... Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to call out and just have them come to us?
No. Let's go with them.
They have an imp, by the way. They have an imp, and it saw my bird.
Let's do this.
Moyle. Make ready and mace.
Very good.
I guess Avanta is going to lead the pack and kind of like...
You sure you want to go first?
Yeah, because
You want to
at least
Celsius?
with Hadrigan, I am a friendly face who wanted to work with him more.
I'm just saying that you're not really get in the face type. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna be behind Moyle. Moyle has his the jack-o'-lanterns now on fire.
Sure.
Well, let me at least go behind you. How about that?
Okay,
Take it easy.
yes.
So
Thank
Flamora's behind Dalavash, Chance is behind Moyle, Moyle and Tavanta are up front.
So
Got it.
I'll switch you in.
Let's go.
Oh, wait, Chance is behind Moyle. Sorry, I was doing
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
things. Okay.
Moyle's up front with Tavanta.
You get about halfway
playing
across the
Tetris.
bridge, moving along, and when you cross the halfway point, the blood on either side of you begins to bubble in certain spots.
Oh, fun.
Rising up out of the Ichor, you see a collection of humanoid-looking creatures. Very reminiscent of something Chance has made before. As a small company of blood warriors rises to face you, spears at the ready, or blood swords at the ready, rather. Another individual, a bloody red skeleton, rises up out of the Ichor itself, draped in a veil of veins and blood. And next time, we'll roll initiative. 'Cause it is
Fuck
4 o'clock.
you!
Damn it.
Yeah.
This shit's gonna get wild real quick.
Mm-hmm. So we'll go ahead and pick up again next week with combat between the Blood Warriors and this new creature that you have triggered walking into this room.
Also, I don't know if I should be, but I can see their HP.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I can't see the skeleton.
You can
I
because
see
they're
the forward.
part of your. I gave you access to their character sheet, so they have the block. It's fine.
How much is
You, in fact, it probably makes sense that you would know generally how durable a Blood Warrior is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that is what we will do next session. In the meantime, think about that for a week, and I will see you guys then. Bye-bye.
See ya.